Perth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of The Side Quest.
Welcome everybody to the Side Quest podcast. I'm Luke.
I'm BJ.
I'm Matt. Yeah, your voice was a little raspy.
I know, right? I didn't stretch the vocal cords before.
You sound like one of those TikTok boys.
Well, I won't know what that means anymore.
You can re-download it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. You have a VPN.
Oh, well, I don't anymore. I stopped using it.
Well, just
So I guess I could, yeah.
get the Nord 7-day trial.
Because when I got a new phone, I was like, because the TikTok app was still there, and I tapped it, and it said, "Oh, it's not in the App Store. You can't download it anymore."
Don't worry about it because I'm not really using it TikTok anymore.
We're all about Instagram Reels now.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
where
no, dude.
that.
The shit you've sent me
Yes.
is like it. Well, I find it funny that like there's a couple where I'm
That's,
like,
I realize.
this feels targeted, but then there's some where I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, I'm so happy.
It's either like people just straight up dying on camera,
like really dying,
or like the thickest, jiggliest titties.
Yeah, no, hold on. I'm not gonna show them because But if we go to Matt's, so the last one I sent him was send this to someone so they open their phone to look at the 2005 Lego Anakin. That's the last thing I sent.
Yeah.
He sent
Very
he sent
plain.
he sent Jeff Keighley saying the N-word. You got some bitch like falling on a rock climbing. A Robotnik's fat ass.
Yeah.
The mod for
Yeah.
was it Resident Evil?
Yeah, Resident Evil was like, did you put mods in this?
Yeah.
No.
No,
And then
I-
it cuts to Master Chief.
I go from
Dun, 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 dun.
I go from this and it's like, oh, someone falling and getting hurt, and immediately the next one, or
You have to go back.
oh yeah, sorry, immediately the
it's-
next one is just this
Yeah.
bitch walking with titties swinging.
Yeah. No, I am all about I get the crazy, messed up, weird stuff that I want, that I like was searching for on TikTok, and it's
Yeah.
all on Instagram.
TikTok is informative. Instagram is monkey brain.
Yeah. And so yeah, I've been only on, it's like I'll find myself pressing the TikTok and I'll be like, wait, this is TikTok, I don't want that, and I'll go back to Instagram. It's like it's
Watching
just
someone getting mulched.
yeah. It's crazy.
The other night, we were just sitting on the couch and just going back and forth, being like, look at this guy die. Look at that guy die.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been sending so much weird stuff now because all the rest of the Discord guys they only have Instagram, and so now that I've been like sending them stuff, they're like, Matt, what the fuck? Your Instagrams are crazy. I go, yeah, I know.
This is what I got.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, that was close. I like. There's one of my favorite ones. They're just horrific. They're horrific videos, and it'll be like, guy almost gets hit by car, and then the guy's no.
He's just plastered on the windshield.
Plane almost hits building, and it's just the 9/11 footage.
Yeah.
I think they say that just so they can get away with like whatever the like.
I don't think so. I think it's just a joke.
I don't think anybody moderates that shit.
Well, no, I think I think there might be like some computer moderation where if you go, oh, almost gets hit by car, and then they go, oh, cool, it didn't happen, and they move on. Whereas the actual fucking video is like, nope, here's this dude.
I don't know. I've seen
or is that shit on YouTube?
I saw one where I said to BJ, I would go, on the top it says, this page we only showed like
death.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the title.
No,
It
I've
says
seen-
we only show people dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
There was one I saw where I guess it was I don't know if it's real or not, but it's censored enough that it seemed real. This dude got like pranked where he like walked into like this
The
masking
cellophane?
tape, and then he walked back, and I guess they put like firecrackers somewhere where they exploded wrong, and you see like it's censored, but you see just blood splatter because they hit him in the wrong way, and I'm like,
I sent VJ one
and I
of the
opened that-
firework ones where the guy like lights the fire. He has like a glove on, like a heavy duty welding glove, and he thinks he'll be okay. And then he goes, "Oh my god, my hand!" And then it cuts to the guy who just has the stump.
Yeah.
I
Totally
was
fucked
gonna
up.
say you were the one who showed us the video of the guy's hand like falling off because of the fire. Yeah, that was you. I was like, someone did. I'm like, oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's crazy.
There's a
Instagram.
point where I like that kind of shit where like you can fully see it happening. Like I like the Instagrams where you see a guy get
where it's the
hit.
security cam, and then it happens off screen.
Yeah, I'm
And
like
then
I'm
you're
cool
like,
with that.
oh, he's there and he's gone. Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that one.
My other favorite one was the guy who punches the window, and then slices.
Amy, call the police.
He slices his arm open, like blood's on the window, pouring down his thing, and he goes, "Call the police!" And the person's just standing on the inside of the house, and this guy's
Because he was like freaking out trying to get in and hurt this woman for some reason.
Yeah.
And then he punches the window. He's in need of help now. So obviously the person that you were trying to fuck with is not going to help you.
Yeah,
So she's just standing there like,
is it just literally sitting there going, die?
yeah,
yeah,
really.
it was.
She's not even saying anything.
Yeah, that's the
It's
other
great.
way. He's like, "Amy, call the police! Help me!" The girlfriend walks over and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Oh, that's some karma for you.
Great video.
Yeah.
Speaking of brutal deaths, Marvel Rivals, fix your fucking matchmaking, please. I'm tired of getting fucked.
You think it's just that more people have been playing for longer and are getting better?
I don't know, because if that's true, then statistically I would have to be on a team with at least one of them. But I never am.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I consistently am getting on teams where everybody is like, oh, we need 4 DPS? That sounds good. I'm like, well, I guess I just have to fucking fill and be a healer.
There was
These fucking retards.
There was one round where all of us were like, I'm not being the healer, well, I'm not being the healer, and like, fuck it. And we were all DPS and we won. And it kind of made everybody in the, like, we all, like, no one said a word at the end, and we're like, how the fuck did that work?
I've had a match that's like that.
We got angry about it.
But if you have a team that's good, that can work. None of my teammates are good.
I mean, it feels good having never played a single ranked match in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Honestly.
enjoy ranked.
Yeah, well, you also just enjoy people dying on Instagram, so, you know, you like terrible shit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a dark person.
Ranked is a dark place I never want to go down on any game.
Yeah.
I've been playing so much Spider-Man.
It's a great game.
Deck. It's good. I don't not care about these side missions where I have to sneak around as
Yeah,
MJ.
the worst
or
parts.
the Miles missions. Like, I don't care.
The worst parts of those games when they take away your powers and make you not have powers. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, great,
yeah.
cool.
Like,
Yeah. Everybody loves Miles Morales, especially when he doesn't have powers.
Well, it's like that's what made the next games better. Where it's like, oh, cool. Now I don't have to walk around as regular ass Miles in New York. I can swing around New York as Miles. Cool, awesome. I love this. Versus,
But do they still have Mary Jane missions?
not in Miles, no.
What about it too?
Oh, 100%. Although she has a
fuck.
gun this time, so because there's, I will say the one mission in 2 where it's like
a real gun or like a stun gun?
it's a weird comic gun because she's having to like it's actually a really good moment because in the Mary Jane ones you're like it's just generic stealth shit that you've seen in like any third person
and
action
half
game.
the time you can just run. Like, if you just run fast, you don't have to like wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the thing builds so slowly.
Yeah,
And-
you're like, I don't have to do the whole thing where I wait, distract them, wait for them to walk, and I can be like, I'll just go around here and quickly go through this part.
the one mission in because I remember playing Spider-Man 2 and I was going fuck Mary Jane mission, but then they made it really cool because you're getting chased by Venomized Peter, and so it becomes a fucking Dead Space horror mission where I was like, fuck. So like she's like slowly you're like
And
slowly
which
walking.
one?
2.
Okay.
And so you're slowly walking through like a tunnel, and you just see shit happening. It's like the Venom Peter running around. You're like, fuck.
There's
fuck,
only
fuck.
one
and then you
mission
can like lose it like in the other ones.
I
but it's like
enjoyed.
terrifying. Where like one is where like you just see the black tendrils grab her and yank her into the darkness. Where I was like, oh shit.
There's only one Mary Jane mission that I've liked that was one that was better than the rest, and it's the one in the
Penthouse or
the subway, like the time what's Central Station.
Oh yeah.
and you like have to you pick out enemies, and then Spider-Man
Yeah,
drops down.
that's what they all should have been.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man drops down, takes him out. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
Well, that's more fun because it's not just all right. Walk here, wait. Walk here,
I
wait.
get to
It's,
just select people,
Yeah.
and he goes, zoop, see ya.
it's things like that. That's why I liked the other one. Then they have still other shitty missions where you play as like other characters, where it's like I'm gonna spray paint the wall and I'm like, fuck off. But it's supposed to be character development. I'm like, I don't care. Let me swing around New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
And the other thing that I'm starting to realize, and I know that they're just kids, but like when Mary Jane reveals the reason they broke up was because he treats her like a baby, and like, well, that's what her words are.
Yeah, but
It's so clear that like, if I was a superhero and they would be like, save 10,000 people or save your wife, I'd be like,
I'm saving the wife.
like,
I'm not a hero. I'm saving my wife.
yeah.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's not a difficult decision, and I feel like even Carmen would be like, "Yeah, that sucks. I would want you to save everybody else, but you love me, and you can't." Like there's something about that.
but
that-
also her argument doesn't make any fucking sense because Rhino, Electro, fucking Scorpion, Kingpin, all those things could kill her with one motion.
yeah,
She's not being treated like a baby. She's being saved because she is a baby in this situation.
It's a little different than like because they really tried to make Mary Jane like more active, and I just feel like they could have
a
done.
strong, independent woman.
Well, not even just that. Like they clearly wanted.
yes, that.
Well, no, they clearly wanted to have Lois Lane, but they didn't do the work to make Lois Lane work. Because like Lois Lane is someone who is an investigative reporter. She's constantly going places that she shouldn't be. She's in constant danger. But her and Superman had this thing where it's like, hey, that's your job. This is my job. I will save you, but like, I'm not gonna stop you from like doing your job of like, cause like she will go to like Afghanistan and like war-torn countries to like do stuff, or she'll go after like Lex Luthor or whatever, despite how dangerous it is, because that's her thing. But like they've had decades to build on that and make it work. Whereas the Mary Jane switch just feels more recent, and they're just like, oh fuck, give her something to do. And like now she's a fucking superhero in the comics, and it's dog shit.
Mary Jane is?
You know what her superhero name is?
What?
Jackpot.
That's stupid.
Why? What's her power?
I don't fucking know. I didn't read
Okay,
the comics.
well, you knew something, so
Powers.
it was a fair question to ask.
Kegels.
To be fair, it's a fair question to ask, but I don't fucking read Amazing
Okay.
Spider-Man. I've been reading Ultimate, which
The
is great.
only time I care about superhero Mary Jane is Spider Island. Everything else can fuck off.
Yeah. No, I think Spider-Man 2 has the worst of it. I think because 2 felt like it was rushed in a lot of areas where it clearly, because they can like Spider-Man 1 shows that they can clearly use multiple villains effectively. 2 was like, we have Kraven and Venom and fucking Osborn's a problem, and I'm like, or just Venom, like.
Yeah.
Because it, like, they opened the game up with fucking Sandman, and you never fucking see that fucker again. And then
So it's literally Spider-Man 3.
kinda,
Wow.
but just add Kraven to it.
It's crazy how every time they do like a Spider-Man franchise, at least from Sony, that they've done that, and that's how they ruin it, is too many villains. Because Spider-Man 3 did that, tanked. Amazing Spider-Man 2 did the same thing,
Tanked.
and they fucked it up there too.
I think the problem is that they clearly, Insomniac clearly wanted to do more, but due to the fucking licensing and budget problems that Spider-Man 2 has, because Spider-Man 2 cost them, I think it was almost $400 million to create.
That's crazy.
Last of Us 2 was $220 million.
That's
Like,
so much money.
apparently the Marvel license is fucked. Like they get a huge cut, so that's why the budgets for those games have to be higher.
Wait. Marvel owns Spider-Man now? I thought Sony did.
Sony owns the movie rights.
Oh.
The actual character is still Marvel's, and so anytime they do anything with the character, Marvel is the one making that money.
Oh.
Which I guess means also Disney, because I think they own Marvel Comics too, right? Is it everything? Or?
Yeah, it's everything now.
So yeah, so to make the Spider-Man.
That's why
games-
there's like Disney Princess comics you can buy and shit.
Yeah, that's why. Those games cost a shit zillion dollars to make because Marvel takes a huge cut. Which makes me sad for Insomniac, because they're just gonna be the Marvel game guys, because they're doing X-Men
Which
and Wolverine
sucks
next.
because they are an incredible developer. I wish they'd make another fucking Spyro.
Yeah, they're apparently making another Ratchet game that's not coming out till 2030.
What?
Oh my god.
That's because they have to do a Venom standalone.
At that point, it has to be a reboot.
Probably. They're doing a Venom standalone. They're doing the Wolverine game that got announced. X-Men is getting a thing. Spider-Man 3 is happening. and then we're getting Ratchet and Clank.
Jesus.
Which sucks because you know that Sony now owns the Sunset Overdrive IP, and they're not gonna fucking use that ever.
Yeah.
And that game is actually really fucking fun.
Yeah, it is. That
So-
was
Well,
like,
didn't we just get, not just, like 5 years ago, get a new Sunset Overdrive?
No, we just got the one that was on Xbox One.
Oh, there's just that one?
Yeah. They got DLC and shit.
That's
but
the
yeah.
one where, everyone's drinking the Mountain Dew and turns into
Yeah.
zombie. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and if you play it, you can definitely tell where the Spider-Man like web swinging and like traversal came from, because you like that was kind of built in. You like, oh, I can see where the ideas were, but like I think that game was really fun. That was one of my first Xbox One games when I finally got a one. I was like, I want to play that because that was like the only exclusive that like interested me besides Scalebound, but that got canceled.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Scalebound.
Speaking of drinking Mountain Dew and turning into zombies, that really made me think about the DMC reboot.
Here comes the boom.
That I played like a little bit of that the other day because I was like, I want to just try it out. Game is still
DMC?
really fun. Yeah, DMC's reboot.
Yeah.
Still a really fun game, but dear God, it's like Fast and Furious for me. Dog shit story. Dog shit story. But I still enjoy it for how cringe and stupid it is. But like the game at least plays fun.
Yeah.
But dear God, dude. I'm glad they patched out Virgil's fedora.
Yeah.
In other news, Super Bowl happened. You were asleep, but I'll tell you one thing that happened is they showed Taylor Swift, like at the very beginning of the game, they showed Taylor Swift, and they also showed her on the
Jumbotron.
Jumbotron.
and everyone booed.
She got booed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't show her again, and I thought that was
Good. That's not why we're fucking here.
yeah. And the game was awful because it was a sweep by
See,
the Eagles.
I'm on the opposite end. That's why it was good. Fuck the Chiefs. So,
yeah, but I mean, it's not a good game. You
the
know?
Chiefs lost. That means it's a great game.
I don't really care.
Taylor Swift lost. That's a great game.
And Kendrick had,
I don't need to win. I just need Kylo Ren to lose.
Yeah.
Kendrick's halftime show was fine. Nothing special. I thought it was fine. I mean, seriously, like the last time I thought was like the great show was when 50
Yeah,
Snoop, Dre,
and
Eminem.
and Kendrick were on.
Yeah,
that
that was
was
a great
like
one.
that
That
was
was
the last time where I was standing up dancing.
That was a
in
great
my
one.
home, like yes.
That was a great one.
They opened up with 50 doing upside down.
Yeah, the upside down 50 where he's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm bigger now. I'm fatter
Yeah.
now. I can't do the pull-ups like I
That-
used to.
That was a good one. I think with the weekend, his was a good one. I didn't watch Rihanna,
Was
so I
that-
can't speak on that one. But
Which one
Rihanna
had
was like in the sky for half of
Yeah.
Ludacris on?
huh?
Which one had Ludacris?
it. Last year for
Rihanna's right.
it was Usher
Oh, Usher was last year, right? Yeah.
and Luda came on. That was
I'm gonna be
dope.
honest. Usher's was weird because I'm like, I haven't heard of him in a while. Why the
He
fuck
doesn't
is he
make music
performing?
anymore.
Yeah, I was like, why is he performing? But whatever. It was cool seeing Luda up there.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, whatever. Rihanna's was a spectacle. I didn't watch it because I was working, but I didn't give a shit about Rihanna. The last one that I remember, like, really, like besides the the West Coast rappers and Nick Dre and them, was this was years ago, but Bruno Mars did one, and then he brought out Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's fucking sick.
I like the Coldplay one, but mostly just because I like Coldplay.
Yeah,
It's true. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get like bands like that ever again.
I think we will if they're like,
I think it's just gonna be pop stars.
well,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that it's realistic that next year it's like BTS or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Have they ever had a non-American musician do it?
You too.
Oh, you two did it. Yeah, you're right.
Rolling Stones, which are technically a British
Yeah,
band.
I just off the top of my head, it's usually like American musicians. Usually,
Yeah,
But-
Paul McCartney.
I want to see
British.
Chris Stapleton do it. I think that would be a really.
Sure.
I doubt. Yeah, like you're saying, I doubt he would. Because
I
he's
bet him and JT would do one.
Yeah, get JT back. He probably
not-
needs that
the
money
thing. The
from
thing with the
divorce.
Kendrick thing is like it was definitely a way simpler performance. Like every other performance, like this fucking giant spectacle.
It also felt like
Every
it was
other
only
year
like
they're
3
trying to-
songs.
Well, he did like 12. He just did snippets of a lot of them. Like they all got like a minute each, realistically. Except not like us got the first verse where he could call Drake a pedophile, and yeah, everything else he kind of just played like a verse and then a chorus for most of them. So he got like a minute and a half each of a song.
Certified little boy.
But like, The thing is, he did something because most Super Bowl performances are like your greatest hits. Kendrick was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna play mostly stuff from my new album.
Yeah,
And
he
then-
did
and then
do,
Humble and DNA.
Well, I mean, he was just on the one with everybody else where he
Yeah.
did most of the hits, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so I think it was different enough. Plus, let's be honest, most people were there to see Not Like Us.
Yeah.
But I was still down that, like, again, I like the 2 songs of SZA, like the Black Panther ending song and then Luther were great. Seeing Serena Williams crip walking was kind of cool.
They should have done like that and just had Future and everybody.
I think,
on.
yeah,
that would have been great.
the thing is, I know that
If you like that.
I think they should have, but like I understand the vibe he was kind of going for because it was mostly like West Coast love and all this stuff.
Like,
But like I would have loved at least his verse of like that.
but you can go into that and then you bring Future on and do one of his songs.
Yeah.
that would have been dope.
I think they should. My thing is they should have brought Baby Keem, done Family Ties.
Yeah,
That would have been crazy. Because Family Ties is like trumpet thing could have gone into Euphoria, which he did play. So I'm like, you could have done that. But like it started off really good because seeing everybody pile out of the GNX, where I'm like, where the fuck are they all coming from?
you know what they should do is next year they should get a big hologram and do Hatsune Miku.
You know, most people in Super Bowl
Or the
would be like,
VTubers.
I'd flip my shit if
I-
I saw Hatsune Miku at the Super Bowl.
bro, I'd be freaked. You don't know. Get Megan the Stallion to do it, and she'll probably bring Hatsune Miku.
that
up
would be
there.
sick.
No,
I'd love to see Megan do the Super Bowl.
that'd be great. Has she put out any new music recently? Besides that one that like got copyright struck because of Yuji Itadori's voicing.
Didn't she come out with one with Glorilla after that?
I know Glorilla's been doing crazy because of that. Yeah. Oh, speaking of ratchet ass bitches,
Whoa.
Glorilla's a good one though.
Yeah, I fuck with
Have you
Glorilla.
seen Sexy Red's Bruno Mars song?
No,
Oh my gosh.
I only listen to that one Sexy Red song, and I don't want
It's
to go
so
any further
funny
than
that he's now able to get out of the
The pop like
no.
radio friendly shit.
get
Oh.
out from his shackles of his Vegas performer shackles.
Bruno?
Yeah, he didn't. He like
Does he have a residency now?
he did because he ran up a gambling debt
Oh,
shit.
at a casino, and so he just had to pay it off by doing that, and then he did the what was it? Not Madonna,
Because he did the
the Lady Gaga, and
yeah, okay. that one. Lady
and
Gaga,
what was
That
that?
would be a crazy Super Bowl.
But what was
opposite,
the? It was the
with the Korean
I want to
girl.
die with you, or it's like I want to.
If the world
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
The-
and then they did the Korean one.
the
So, but
opposite,
after
opposite,
that,
yeah.
he was like, he's now, and then he's doing that.
Give me a
He
beer.
did the Brazil song, and he's touring again, which he hasn't done since his residency.
I'm glad he's touring. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, he did. He went to Brazil, did a huge tour
I
in Brazil.
just know that Bruno Mars has a line that when I heard it, I literally was like, what the fuck? Where he starts the song going fat, juicy, and wet, and then talks about how this pussy's so good, he's throwing up a set
Hell
despite
yeah.
him not gangbanging.
So,
And I'm like, this is.
anyways,
I'm
but
like, this
he-
is the
yeah.
same guy who was about to catch a grenade for some bitches.
I think he had like a couple $1 million debt that he had to pay off.
Oh my god.
I mean, Drake's got that with the whole steak thing. He's like just gambling money like nobody's business.
But yeah, so now thankfully to Lady Gaga, it like got him back into performing.
That is a good song though. Like
It
the one with
is.
Lady
It's a
Gaga.
great
yeah.
song.
I low
But
key.
she was like, "What is Bruno Mars doing?" And he's like, "I've just been wasting away in Vegas."
I'm glad he's at least out of that. Hopefully, he doesn't drop back into that.
Hopefully, he just, I mean,
Just stay out of Vegas.
yeah, or yeah,
And don't-
hopefully he got that first paycheck from that song and was like,
Here you go. Give me
"Here you
out.
go,
I'm done.
I'm done."
the house always wins.
It's true.
Speaking of which, New Vegas is filming right now.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's gonna be a fucking sick ass one.
I bought an anime movie from eBay.
Is this the one you
The
said?
horror,
Yeah,
the horror one. Yeah, it was like with shipping and everything. I think it was like and taxes. It was like $7, and I was like, honestly,
Yeah.
that's pretty cheap. And now I
And
have
you were
this-
probably gonna rent it anyway if you found it. So
yeah,
it's the
exactly.
same shit,
And so
yeah.
it's like that would have been what $3.99.
Yeah. So
it's
just
like,
for a little bit more, you get to have it.
I get to
So,
have
yeah,
it.
Watch
and-
it forever.
Yeah.
and it might be good. It might not. But
I mean, hey, if not, I mean, we can put it in here somewhere as like a fun little nod.
that's true. I can also just resell it back on eBay.
That is true.
If I really needed $7 back.
Yeah.
So it was it's called Straight Jacket, and it's really funny because like I was reading BJ the back of the car, like the back of the DVD, and as I was going through it, I was like, this is just Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Except with demons. They're like,
hell yeah.
We need these sorcerers to catch demons, and this elite crew of sorcerers meant to catch demons. And I was like, this is just Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Speaking of demons, I've noticed this in manga, and I'm kind of glad it's starting to go away. But like the whole like half demon shonen battle thing, it's kind of overplayed at this point.
What
Yeah.
do you mean half demon?
Well, like every character has something. It's like Naruto with Kurama, Denji being Chainsaw Man, Yuji Itadori with Sukuna, Asta shit in Black Clover.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul is a seinen and not a shonen, so I don't count it.
Wait,
I don't know if I agree.
I mean, it is
how's
a
it a
seinen.
seinen?
It was because it was in a seinen magazine.
But
So-
what
At
is
one
seinen?
point, it started off on Jump.
It was never in Shonen Jump. It was
Wait,
always
It was
I
it was
thought
like
Shonen
it was
Jump,
in the- it
Jump
was-
Teen.
it was in their seinen thing.
But what is the difference between shonen?
Shonen is targeted towards 12 to like 13-year-old boys. Seinen is like 16 to 19. And then like
I thought shonen was just like
or no, sorry, I think I
it
got
was
those.
just like the protagonist is
No.
young and then he gets better and learns his powers.
No,
and gets more
sho-
powerful.
well, like, well,
it depends on his friends.
no, shonen is just the thing. Like,
But shonen just means battle.
no, shonen means boy.
Okay, well, it's about a boy
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Shonen and like because there's
Game like
because the shonen is for like young boy, shoujo is young girl. Because shonen, there was Shonen Jump and then Shoujo Beat, which are the two ones that I remember as a kid, and that one was for girls. Seinen is older teen or older adult, whatever, and then you have just regular ass shit for adults. Except Berserk apparently is a seinen, which I think is dumb, but whatever.
that's an adult.
That's full on, yeah, just dark fantasy. I think it might have started as seinen.
These labels are stupid and gay.
Well, they are because Attack on Titan is a shonen, despite
Yeah.
it being like borderline.
Yeah, political.
Yeah. I'm like,
Fuck
that's
the government.
yeah. I'm like, fuck you. That's a seinen. Vinland Saga, I 100% get as a seinen. It's like that one is just full on like, it starts out like, oh look at these battles. And it's like, you know what? Fuck all that. Berserk is straight up the worst shit you could ever like see someone happen to anybody,
True.
and you're like, damn. And they're like, yeah, well, 16-year-olds will like this.
I haven't checked Read Berserk recently.
Me either.
I honestly want them to put that on like an app somewhere, because like I don't like reading stuff on like the websites,
Yeah, I mean,
because I low-key
because
gotten
it's,
so
it's
used
Dark
to just
Horse that publishes it, so it would make sense for them to have an app because they have Ninja Turtles too, don't they?
I think or is that Image?
I don't know, because I thought Dark Horse did The Last Ronin.
They might have. I thought it was Image. Or who has Sonic?
That's IDW.
Okay, I think IDW is the one who has Turtles actually,
They don't have an app either.
which they should.
Yeah.
No, I apparently though, if you have Kindle Unlimited, which I do, or I think you get that for also having some Amazon bullshit, whatever. The collection of the comics is on Kindle Unlimited, so you read that shit for free, but not the separate volumes. Which I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I speaking of Amazon stuff, I recently read a book on Audible called The Butterfly Garden. If you're into like serial killer shit, go check it out.
I think I've heard of that.
Is it
It's
like
pretty popular.
I don't know.
is like in terms of serial killer, are we more like Hannibal or more like Silence of the Lambs?
More, I mean, that is the same thing.
Well, I mean like the Hannibal TV show vibes versus
Is it more
it's
Hannibal
more
Lecter, or is it
more like
more-
Hannibal TV show vibes,
Okay.
I guess.
because like the Silence of the Lambs is like a like
the
full on
same
like thriller. Well, like it's a full on like thriller. Like you're following the detective. They occasionally like that thing.
It's more Hannibal than it is Buffalo Bill. I'll tell you that.
okay.
Yeah.
Because like whereas like the Hannibal TV show, I feel like has a lot more like a different vibe than Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
But,
I was just talking to the guys about Robin Williams movies, and Cody was talking about the one where he works at the photo developer.
Yeah.
What is that one called?
24-hour photo.
Yeah, 24-hour photo. And I was like, oh, BJ keeps telling me about how he's like,
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
and I was like, nah, like I much prefer like in like his more serious movies like Patch Adams or Good Morning Vietnam. And then they were like, well, I mean, and then I was like, but clearly I'd be down. Like I'd want to watch like Mrs. Doubtfire. I could watch at any
Yeah.
time, and they're like, well, don't forget about Flubber. And I was like, Flubber, that was good. And I
Give
was,
it to him.
And I was saying how when he came on screen, you're like, Buffalo Bill's in this movie.
It's
You want
crazy
to
how
fuck me? I'd fuck me.
it's crazy how many times I've had that experience just sitting down and watching movies with you. Because there was that stupid gay dinosaur thing, and Buffalo Bill was in that too.
Yeah. and yeah, give it to him.
No,
Let him
give
have
it
it.
to him.
Let him have it.
Put it in his hand.
Give the gun to him.
So stupid, but we laughed so fucking
Oh
hard
my
at
god,
that.
we watched it like 4 times in a row. Carmen was dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of very funny. Love Flubber. And then Flubber goes right up in someone's ass.
Yeah, he did the Thanos defense.
That's exactly what I think of it as, the Thanos move.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny to see how memes have affected our brains. Because anything going up someone's ass, your mind goes, oh, Ant-Man to Thanos.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that's where we're at now.
That was a legitimate thing he could have done, and that's why they had to write him out of the first one.
Because people were gonna be like, fuck, this is already trending. Fucking post credit scene. He's in the quantum realm now.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it a little last week, but like I'm kind of just pissed about the MCU and where it went. Like I kind of knew
Dude,
at some point,
that's old news. I've been pissed.
but I feel like I knew I wasn't gonna be as invested after
that's
Endgame.
3 years ago.
But we have so many opportunities now for an upswing.
Like what?
Fantastic
Four, Daredevil,
Thunderbolts. Yeah.
You think Thunderbolts is going to be any good?
I think
it'll
it's
be-
going to be fire.
I think
just
it'll-
because I fuck with Bucky really hard and I fuck with Yelena really hard.
Red Guardian looks like he's be entertaining as well, and I do like John Walker, and it seems like they're gonna
because
kill.
I remember what was the other Yelena and Black Widow movie?
Black Widow.
Oh, Black Widow, just called Black Widow.
Yeah.
You mean Black Widow and Yelena?
Yeah.
The two.
Anyways, I heard that movie sucked balls.
It did, but she's the best part of it.
Okay, but I just heard.
And
it's
she's
like,
also
and
the best part of,
CGI
Hawkeye.
Was like awful.
Yeah.
I
in
think
that
the
movie.
thing is that
I saw like a CGI breakdown.
that one
of
was
movie.
that one got fucked of the pandemic too, because that was like I think the first thing they put out during the pandemic.
That was also the same thing that they did with Solo, where it's like, oh, here's this badass like character that you fuck with hard as a villain. And it's like, oh, actually, it's a woman, so now you have to be sympathetic, and it's a good guy now.
The thing-
So
but
thanks for wasting Taskmaster on that, guys.
I still wish that because if Black
is
Widow,
Taskmaster really the villain of that movie?
Yep. And it's a woman.
yeah, no one. I've seen nobody say that's a good thing.
As opposed to a skeleton man, which would have been dope.
Like that's the thing. Not a single person.
And she's just like a normal woman.
Yeah, she like takes her mask off and she's got some burns on her face. And it's like, oh, you have to feel bad for her now. And then she's like, I'm actually doing tasks for another master that's bad. It's like, oh, she's sympathetic.
You know what's funny? I guarantee you she's dying in Thunderbolts because in all the trailers she shows up in the beginning, but then in all like the in game like level stuff in that movie, she's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
So I think they'll either kill her and have someone else take up the mantle and actually have a fucking good one.
It comes from the depths of the ocean,
Dude,
raining terror.
Bucky becomes Taskmaster.
to...
That'd be fire.
Actually though,
Isn't Taskmaster a bad boy?
yes,
Yeah.
Bucky is kind of a bad boy.
No, but he's
But that's how you
he
really
lived with the
make
natives.
that's how you really make Taskmaster
He
sympathetic.
did. They sent him away to Wakanda, and now he's sympathetic.
Well, they
He
sent
was
him.
sympathetic the whole
Yeah,
time.
he's been sympathetic.
But then he's gonna be bad, like Taskmaster bad.
Or he could just be a fucking vigilante guy where he's like not neither good nor bad, anti-hero shit.
Yeah, make him like
Well,
the,
again, if
the
they-
A-level Punisher.
To be fair, if they go with the Thunderbolts, that's what they are. Is just it's literally the Avengers, but they're gonna kill people actually.
yeah.
Even though I feel like they haven't had a no. Spider-Man is the only one in the Avengers movies in the MCU has like a legit no kill rule. Every other superhero is super down with killing their bad guys.
I bring it up all the time, but like the first time Tony Stark puts that suit together, he's like, I'm gonna go to the Middle East and kill a bunch of Browns.
Yeah, like they straight up are like, no, these superheroes will murder people. They will. Well, I guess not murder; it's premeditated, but like they'll just kill people.
Yeah.
Some of them are premeditative.
That is true.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Stark probably premeditated that, going, all right, let's see, I need to find the right
Take
spot.
some
the right thing.
revenge.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was 100% revenge.
Yeah.
The no cure rule is really interesting because like for some it makes sense. Like actually Batman it makes sense for him because like out of every superhero, he's the one where if he does kill, he probably would just go even further.
Yeah, he'd rule the world.
Like he would, yeah. Like but then you have like and then Superman it makes sense because he wants to like be
But
better.
that's so not realistic. Like in today's thing, if I was a vigilante beating up people,
No, in today's world, if you were a vigilante, you'd be like, hey guys, it's Red Ranger out here in Seattle.
well, I was saying that it's like it's one of those things where it's like I'm beating up people left and right, and I'm not killing them, just beating them up, and then it's like half the time, it's like half these people are just going to be in the hospital, and they're like, yeah, they died from complications.
Yeah, you fucking crushed his windpipe. There's nothing we could do.
Yeah, like oh yeah, he has like a blood clot that went to his brain, and he had an aneurysm.
But Batman
even-
has been trained to know exactly where to hit you. Comic logic. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, you seen the Arkham games where he does the fucking Robin move where he just knees a guy in the fucking forehead.
No, I swear to
Yeah.
I saw.
oh, he's not dead. He's
I saw a
just
bit that
extremely
Alfred
concussed.
put
yeah,
Alfred
he's just
put that
never
in.
gonna
into,
speak or walk or do anything again because he's in a vegetable state.
there was like a joke where like Alfred actually coded that into his suit so Bruce would feel better about killing people.
Yeah, I think
like
he
no,
killed-
see the back computer says he's alive, he's breathing, he's unconscious.
I think he kills scores of people, and Alfred covers it up to make it feel better.
Yeah, he's just comes with like a dump truck filled with bodies and just
Yeah, just dumps him into the bottom of the Batcave.
yeah.
That would fucking reek after a while.
I mean, the bats gotta eat.
That is true. I just think it's really funny though, to think
he
about.
turns them into like meat pies for the bats.
Yeah, and Bat Cow and Ace.
There was one. I don't like the
Ace
type,
the dog.
Yeah,
Ace the Bat Hound, bro. What's the cow's name? Is it just Bat Cow?
Bat Cow.
Okay, yeah.
Moo.
But
Bat Cow.
there,
I love that panel.
I don't like the Titans TV show because it's kind of cringe. They have good suits, and I do like their Nightwing portrayal. Everything else sucks. But there was one thing they did really well, which was, it was like this nightmare version that Dick was having about Batman. Like, because it was what's Raven's dad, the demon,
Trigon.
Trigon. He like did something to people where they were seeing like the fucked up universes. And in Nightwings, Batman broke his rule and killed the Joker for killing Jason, and because it made him snap, he then literally in 2 days killed the Justice League, killed every villain that exists, and took over the world as like this like utilitarian, like my law or no one else's. And I was like, that's the most realistic interpretation of Batman,
Yeah.
where like, yeah, if he went further, he's taken the fucking planet over.
Yeah, if they ever make another Injustice, I'd rather them go to another universe where it's Batman that went bad.
Because I honestly,
Bad.
I don't know, because that's the thing, I don't know if Superman could
Batman.
stop him.
Yeah, because
Like, in the grand scheme of things, if Batman because again, people like the whole prep time, he thinks like 10 steps ahead always.
he's already prepared.
yeah, he has.
I mean, there's been so many animated like Justice League.
Yeah,
where
the fucking
Batman's-
Agamemnon protocols.
Yeah, where he's just like,
yeah,
I can take on.
I can take everybody in the league.
Like it's already set up. I just have to
I
implement.
press
it.
a button and it's done.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole Tower of Babel storyline.
Yeah, well, then what's the one
the
where he's
villains
like,
get his
Batman,
shit.
Batman, it's the Flash. I have a bond strip like that's on me. He's like, that's crazy. That was my plan.
It's
and then
a-
he calls somebody else, and they're like, oh, this is happening. He's like, oh,
Shit.
it's me.
It's I think that's the Doom cartoon, because the League of Doom, that's their name, whatever, the fucking Lex Luthor's team. They somehow get a hold of Batman's contingency plan to start using them. And then Batman gets kicked out of the league. It's like, motherfucker, you were ready to kill us all? What do you mean? And he's like, I had a contingency for all of
And
us,
then he's
even
like, all
me.
right, I guess I'm taking my space station back.
That's the crazy thing about the Justice League. Every time they want to get emotional and attack Batman, Batman's like, yeah, but if you went too far, what else are we gonna do? He's always right.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna take away the space station. the
Yeah, give me
ship.
back all the cars.
Yeah,
What's the-
No
space-
funding for you, no new suits.
Dude,
Yeah.
Young Justice post season 2 is kind of weird, but I love the bit where Batman's like, I'm not allying with the fucking government. And they're like, you're part of this team, Bruce. Like, we voted. He's like, I'm fucking quitting.
that.
Yeah, he quit, and like half of the league came with him. Like, he got most of the sidekicks, people like Black Lightning and other people, and like all they left. And so the Justice League was basically Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Arrow. No, Lantern.
Green Lantern.
So like the superpowered ones, but then Batman had every vigilante and a lot of the younger like superheroes, and they were
That
like,
show really made me fuck with Red Tornado.
yeah, Red Tornado was good. That show made me fuck with Kid Flash hard.
Yeah, Kid Flash was. I love the episode where he has to deliver the heart. Mm-hmm. That's a great episode.
That show made me like legit cry when it was like, oh shit.
I used to have. Now that we're talking so much about Justice League, I had on VHS the episode, or maybe it was DVD, but the episode where Flash and Superman have the race
yeah.
around the world, and then the whole time they're just saving people and they're like getting back to it, and then who actually wins?
I think it was Flash, but I think Superman let him
let
type
him.
shit.
Yeah,
think,
he's just saying that shit. Flash can run through time.
yeah. To be fair, yeah, that's still my running theory with Young Justice that Wally is in like a time stream somewhere. I doubt we'll ever get it because I don't know if the last season got good ratings. They also teased fucking Red Hood. Their version I thought was gonna be so much cooler because they introduced Damian as a baby, and Talia's like, oh, it's here, and then his protector. Like bodyguard is Jason, but with no memories and in like the hood, but it's all red and shit. And I was
fresh
like,
out of the pit.
Yeah, like fresh. And I'm like, dude, because there was a point where like, he like fights Dick and they leave, and then Talia like says, "Oh yeah, he was your brother." And then you just it like cuts to him and like he has his mask on. You just hear like him like mumble like Grayson and shit. And I was like, fuck, that would have been so cool.
That would have been awesome because Red Hood and that version of Superboy specifically would have had a really good like connection.
That dude, their version of the Outlaws would have gone crazy.
Yeah,
Because they do have Wonder Girl. So they could have kind of just done that.
I was
maybe they'll just spin it off.
listening to the episode that we put out where we had finished watching or caught up until the last James Bond movie, and I was thinking between the Mission Impossible movies and the James Bond movies, which ones do you think you like more?
James Bond. But it's because I like James. Like I want him to be okay. I don't care about the characters in Mission Impossible.
No.
I just care about watching what's happening.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like Mission Impossible, it's fun.
It's
like
so much fun.
they're I think they're way more fun, whereas James Bond are like actually really well made like films with like stories and characters and everything that I fuck with
Exactly.
hard.
I'm not gonna walk away from Mission Impossible being like, wow, I wonder what Ethan would do in this moral situation.
Well, because in Mission Impossible, they will find a way for Ethan to get out of it doing the right thing.
Exactly.
James Bond can be put in a situation where he has to make a fucked up choice, but he'll make it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and then you leave the.
But that's the
film
whole
being
thing.
like,
That also
fuck.
James, which I love about him, is he like because they do it with like. They do it in Mission Impossible where it's like save the woman you love or save like millions of people, and then he's like,
I'm gonna
the
do
whole thing-
both.
Yeah, I'm gonna do both. James is like, I'm gonna save the woman I love.
Fuck all those
Everything
people.
else, and I'm like, that's what I like more. It's not this happy like I can do both.
It's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Or like
and the willingness to sacrifice.
or like
Yeah.
the idea that like theoretically like James could fail, like the woman dies, the people die, and then it becomes a fucking personal vendetta where now it's become like they're all fucking dying.
yeah.
And it's like that part would be like, oh shit, Ethan Hunt is gonna save the girl and save the world, and that's how it's
While
gonna work.
hanging off a helicopter
Yeah.
and flying into a building. And,
Yeah.
Jumping through the over the
doing-
Grand
doing
Canyon
a
with a
kickflip.
fucking
Yeah, on a skateboard. The Springfield Gorge.
I do want to know who has better feats, Dominic Toretto behind the car or Ethan Hunt as a spy.
Ethan Hunt, I think. Because Dom needs the car.
That is true. Yeah, Dom does
true.
need the car. He's a superhero. He's superhero in the car.
Yeah.
I want to know what the fuck 11 is gonna be, or sorry, Fast 10 Part 2, because
It
like
better be mostly about CGI Brian.
because like I really don't know how you bring it back to street racing after that fucking ending they had.
Yeah, like he fucking put a dam down on Dom and his son.
Yeah.
He's killed all of his friends.
Yeah.
like
Maybe at the end they'll be like, "Oh, let's go back to Race Wars."
the
We need to go back to our roots and like behind the whole world's burning.
there,
Turns into Mad Max.
That would be kind of dope. They just turn into fucking Akira.
yeah. Dude, I would love. I think they
Where it's
have
just
to
car
bring.
gangs
I think they have
running
to
the
bring
world.
Brian back.
Yeah.
Like at this point.
I mean that's clearly what they're setting up. In
That's the
10.
problem. It's like either kill him like on screen where like you just see his house blow up and then everyone's at their funeral. So
Because the last like
so
three,
we can get over him.
they've
but
just been
don't have
ruining
it.
his reputation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like now the whole time they're like, "Oh, Brian's taking the kids to school in the minivan."
He's
And-
gonna send his wife to fucking deal with this cartel.
Well, apparently the
That's
wife
great.
dipped.
It's like I'm okay. I'm okay if you have to kill Brian off to further the story, but don't have Brian's character like
Just decay.
drug through the mud
The thing is, if they
off screen.
either they do the CGI shit or they just have one of the brothers just play him. Either way,
They're gonna do that. I think because they've talked about that for years now, is having the brother stand in and then deep faking the face where it doesn't look realistic.
I mean, they could do it because there's been what was it? You've seen the Irishman with De Niro and stuff, where they all got like de-aged and it actually looks pretty decent. Plus, we're like way past a lot of the tech. Where like you could probably make it look really good. Now.
Yeah, I mean, look at how good Luke Skywalker looks in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm super okay with it. Like yeah, like you're obviously gonna know, hey, he's or like Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One.
Yeah, that
Like
looked
you
really
like
good.
clearly
So did young
Big
Leia.
Muff Tarkin.
Big Moff Tarkin, bro.
Big Muff Tarkin.
Like we clearly know that Paul Walker's dead, and I think the audience knows that. Where it's like, hey,
Everybody on the earth knows
Yeah.
that.
well, but it's the idea that like
I would love it. I would love.
Someone's
it
like,
if,
"What?"
Somebody's in a movie theater and they're like,
Someone's watching this episode right now and they're like, no! Like,
they're like,
frantically go to Google.
they pause the episode and they're like, wait,
This can't be real.
no,
they just found
it
out
was
Fast and
7
Furious
years
yesterday.
ago.
They just found Fast and Furious yesterday.
Why did nobody tell me?
Well, but like it's the idea. That, like, it's the idea that I think people would give it a pass, even if it looks a little bad.
I hate to
because,
tell
like,
you this, but he's
hey,
died. I think I
Paul
would know
Walker's-
if he
yeah.
had died. I'll give him a call.
It's been long enough, and they clearly have a separation between him and the character
Yeah.
because of the way that they ended his story in the one where he actually fucking died.
I they should have ended at 7. Really. I mean, cool. We got Hobbs and Shaw out of it.
I don't
but,
know,
like,
man. 10 is really fucking good.
You really like 10? Huh?
I really liked 10.
Even with Jason Momoa.
I like Jason Momoa in that movie.
I mean,
thought
Jason
he was
Momoa
really
is
fun.
arguably the best part of that movie. He just is a fucking maniac.
Also, I really love John Cena's character. I'm probably the only person on earth that really
I
fucks
fuck with his character.
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob was fun, and he's
I'm glad-
way more fun in 10 than he was in
I'm glad
9.
that he's back and like a part of the family now.
Yeah, and he died off screen in the last one. So I think the whole plot is going to be like, oh, Jacob snuck away and now he has to go get Brian and tell him what's up.
I
That'll be
think
sick.
that would be a sick way to start it. But then you also
How would he
have
have lived?
Giselle and Letty in them in the Arctic.
In a car explosion in Fast and Furious, how did he live?
Oh, like that hasn't happened before.
Like that.
That's happened to Han like
Right,
7 times.
cut, editor, cut, and then put in all the
Put in all the Han flashbacks.
every other flashback of
the
somebody.
time Letty did it.
Yeah, Letty died.
Yeah.
Han died. Oh fuck yeah. There's been Giselle died in a fucking plane crash.
Yep.
She's
Oh, my
back.
God.
Yeah. What, a car crash in the Fast and Furious? Who could have survived that?
Yeah, it's just like anime. They don't show the body. That motherfucker's alive.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Genuinely.
That's wild.
But yeah, I think that's the best way to do 11 is just have Brian come in.
Who was on the plane? Was it it
In
was
his- in
Tej,
his,
It was everybody that was in the heist crew.
But he has to. You know what he has to pull up in?
the Supra.
No, the Skyline.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah,
The
you're right,
skyline. Yes. Throwback to Too Fast.
Yeah. I mean, he every appearance after that, he's driving a Skyline too.
So they could just have a newer Skyline for him to drive, but I think that you
No.
definitely give him the blue.
Brian would have kept the midnight blue.
Yeah.
The midnight blue.
If
Well,
it's
no,
not-
he has a minivan now. He don't got the midnight blue.
No,
no more.
that's-
no, no,
that's-
what,
that-
no,
there's no
actually-
way he
yeah,
would've
that bitch
gotten
is in
rid
the
of that.
that bitch is in the garage.
Well, no, what car did you drive at the end of 9? In that little like credit scene where the blue was it the blue Skyline?
It was a Skyline.
Okay.
It wasn't the same one.
Okay, yeah, because he
Because has that powder blue one.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Because yeah, it's the thing where like Dom looks back and he's like, the family's complete. It cuts the credits as a blue Skyline pulls into the driveway.
Because
And then it's
that's the whole thing. Is
Oh,
it's-
did you hear
Charger versus
that
Skyline.
the house burned down in the LA fires?
like,
no way.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's got to be part of the plot.
The LA
They're
fires
like,
were
quickly,
caused
get
by
a film crew.
Jason Momoa caused the LA fires.
Vin Diesel's just out there like,
They
Yeah, it burned down, which is really fucking sad.
yeah, that is sad.
they because we also have the Hobbs and Shaw sequel, which is now called Hobbs and Reyes. So it's gonna be Momoa and The Rock, and hopefully Jason Statham, because you got to have Hobbs and Shaw in the movie.
Jason Momoa as the bad guy is going to be working with Hobbs?
No, Hobbs is going after him.
Oh.
Apparently,
I think you need to bring Shaw back though.
100%. Like the part of the fun of that movie is Jason Statham and The Rock riffing against each other.
Because now, like every time,
Mia, better hide your baby oil.
Oh my gosh, that shit.
Better hide that big ass forehead.
after they
Bro, Luda's
introduced,
spit take fucking kills me.
yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
And then, again, fully felt real. Where he's like, I was just talking. Man.
Damn.
Yeah, like damn, man.
Every movie after they introduce the Shaws, every time they don't show up, I'm always like, where the fuck is Shaw?
Yeah. That moment in 8 where it was both the Shaw brothers.
He's doing awesome.
He's doing
Was actually
other. He's doing other.
He's
doing
he's
Secret
doing an
Agent
Italian
yeah,
job,
he's
dude.
he's doing the.
He's doing
Italian
another
job.
Italian job. But
He's saving the world from megalodons, dude.
That's
yeah,
right.
and trying to,
Bang
bang
the
this Asian woman
the
with
scientist.
with her daughter's express consent. You should fuck my mom. That's the whole movie of the Meg.
Those were
You know, she's been such a bitch lately. You should dig her
give her
down.
some
pipe
dick.
her down so she will let me
so she
not
can
do this
calm
homework.
down. So she can let me back. She can let me stay on this
May-
super secret scientific barge
Maybe if you pipe
That
my mother,
there's no way
she'll unground me.
that there's no way a shark will attack.
I think the best way to start Fast 11 is you see like Brian gets a call, he goes through Dom fucking needs you, and then he goes through his garage just like fucking Shaw did, but it's like the Eclipse, the Skyline, the fucking Evo,
Yeah.
just all the cars that he's driven.
And he needs to link up with Roman. Like that's
Well,
Yeah, 'cause,
Roman
like,
is
here's
Roman
the-
is
here's the
dead.
problem.
Roman is only in the crew
here's the
because
problem.
he fucks
Here's
with.
the problem. Is everyone thinks that Brian and Dom are best friends. False. Wrong. It's Roman.
It's Roman Brian
It's Roman and Brian that are best friends.
since childhood.
Yes. Like that's where this whole thing that they like now they're like, oh, you're best friends, yeah. Now we can dog on you. Like now we can just make fun of you and bully you.
Yeah, the reason
Yeah.
reason you were in this
Brian
crew
didn't
is
do
gone.
that shit.
Brian never did this shit.
No.
They
Although-
fuck with each other
hey,
equally.
Yes.
Although to be fair, damn well Brian would have howled if he heard that big ass forehead line.
Sure.
Yeah. He would
sure.
have. He
But
would have.
also
He would have
said,
done
hey,
this.
he said, don't talk shit about my friend, but that's
Yeah.
funny as hell.
No, he would have audibly like Ted's
I
Ted's
just-
spit take. Brian would have been.
I mean, it's just so crazy that they're like, yeah, Dom and him became super close, even though Dom like was super protective over Mia's pussy.
I think honestly the next movie is going to be just the auxiliary crew because Suki wants to come back. Her kids are grown now, and she's been talking about like, oh, I'd love to be in another one. So
Bring
if
back, what's his name? Hold on. Who's the Mexican actor that's always
Hector,
Yeah,
Hector.
bring Hector.
they did have Hector in one of the movies.
Yeah.
It's just like a cameo, but to have him be like come in and be the mechanic would be
Yeah,
awesome.
I think yeah, because
Roman. Bring it back to like.
Dude, make Jesse undead. Bring
Yeah.
Jesse back.
Yeah,
No,
that's
dude,
what I was saying.
no, dude, Jesse's the villain of the whole series.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Everything because he got fucked over with all the shit, and he's
Or it's Jesse's dad
oh yeah.
after he got out of prison.
Or
Jesse's dad is
Jesse's
met
mom has got it going on.
Stacy. It's Jesse's girl and Stacy's mom.
No, he's talking about your mom.
Yeah, she doesn't have much going on.
Yeah.
You Spider-Man kiss your mom? No. No, I only Spider-Man kiss. You ever Spider-Man kiss your mom? No, I only Spider-Man kiss your mom. And I was like, Luke, I'm sorry, but that was that was so good.
Luke dapped me up for that.
I did. It was fucking funny. No, that shit was
was like,
so,
that's- oh my
what's
God.
funny is I started laughing and you just went right after fucking saying that. I had to. It was just like, damn, it was such a good joke. And then the confidence, you're like, hey, I know I just ripped you to shreds. Damn it though.
You gotta admit, I got you.
Yeah, that was
fucking
he
good.
did.
Maybe that's why Lee didn't come back.
We miss you, Lee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I scripted the MTAC video.
Oh,
intro.
I still need to read that.
We were speculating on if you had read it or not, and I said I didn't think you had.
Because you had got me on at work, and so I was like, okay, well, after work I'll read it, and then I had a shit double, so I got home and just went to bed. I was like, great,
And then
cool.
2 weeks went by.
Yeah, to be fair.
You're definitely the main character of this one,
Oh, fun.
because I was kind of the main character of last year's.
Do I have fun intros like my walking through the wilderness, or is it just start simple?
It's a Severance parody,
Oh, fun.
so it
The
starts
Severance
with
is
you
an
on the
isekai.
elevator.
Severance Isekai. Oh, fuck.
It is. Severance is an isekai.
Yeah,
It totally is.
Is it another world?
To them, it is.
But is it another world?
It totally is. Technically,
the severed floor is basically another world.
you can't. Then if you don't think Severance,
I mean,
is
Chronicles of
another,
Narnia is an Isekai.
okay, but
but
do you
like-
hold on? Do you think what is it? Sword
Sword
Art
Art?
Online?
No.
That is like the main. That's the title. That's the poster boy of Isekai.
Well, that's because it's just a
What
video.
about what's the one about the skull demon? That's
Overlord.
yeah. Do you think Overlord's an isekai?
It becomes one because he actually gets transported to it, and it's not a game. He can't log out. Like unlike Sword Art, they're
Now
stuck.
that Sword Art.
Every single, like, I would say 80% of isekai is all we're playing a game and we can't get out. Remember the one where he
That's
cooks?
Shield Hero too.
Yeah, the one he cooks, where he like cooks for everybody in the game and levels up just by cooking.
Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah, something like that. Isekai.
Dungeon Meshi isn't an Isekai. It's just a fucking universe. Like that's just a fantasy world.
Is it Delicious in Dungeon? I don't know.
That's
No, they're
Dungeon
the same
Meshi,
thing.
yeah. That one's just a.
I know what you're talking about though. There's that one, and then
And he
there's the
cooks
guy.
for he cooks for like the giant wolf, and he like makes, and the wolf was like, "I'll be your friend if you keep making this delicious food."
There's the one where
Another
the guy
isekai
goes to another
Isekai
world.
is just about being in a reality that's not your own, which is Severance.
Well, again, you can say that. I don't consider Sword Art an Isekai, so I'm not going to say.
But Sword Art is literally like the poster boy for isekais.
for one season. Because then they just willingly go back and forth to game worlds
yeah,
constantly.
but it's still started.
Okay, is it an
Accusation.
Isekai if I fucking go play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? No. Yet that's what they're doing with their fucking VR
It is
worlds.
if you're in full dive VR.
yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to be full dive VR in fucking Middle Ages.
Let's say when it cuts to your character and then they do it as your character as the main character, like where your character's like, this is what I'm doing in the game. That would be an isekai. Like if they took the perspective of your character in the game. You get what I'm saying? Like
No.
Like if they show you and you're like, I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, and then it cuts to your character and it's from the perspective of everything they're doing.
I mean, playing a video game itself is kind of an isekai experience.
Yes.
Okay, I guess. Sure.
Just once, I want to be able to like change how Luke thinks about one thing.
Yeah.
The problem is I
He
just
feels
don't-
everything. What was the other thing we got into like 2 episodes ago? Where
the mouse and keyboard thing.
Oh yeah.
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 But you do that too.
No, because they no, because this is me getting this is me telling you that you're right, because what you'll do is you'll say something and you'll get my ass and I'll be like, yeah, you're right.
But
Like what you just did 5 minutes ago about he survived. How could he survive a car crash? Okay, you do that constantly where you correct me and I go, okay, you're right. I just said something dumb.
But then there are times where you're like, I think The Walking Dead is an RPG. And you stick to it. Or I like the monotony. And then, like, months later, you'd be like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
But that's not what it was. And it was like a week later where I listened to the podcast and I
No,
was
the
like,
one that he was a week later was like, yo, what the fuck was on about those remakes?
Yeah.
oh yeah, about like I didn't even know what I was trying to justify remakes and remasters and all that kind of shit on.
I think there was a point during that whole
But
conversation.
I'm trying to say is, I'm not as like
he's not as hard stance into it than I
yes
am.
yeah, especially when you
Yeah.
get my ass, I'll go, oh yeah, you're right. I just don't have the outside perspective on it, and then you go, Matt. I go, oh.
I have to go.
You literally hit him with a boy.
I go, oh yeah, you're right. I'm done.
I mean, it's just how I am. I'll just be like, I like this. This is how I think about this thing. And someone could literally, unless you hit me with like fucking like hard ass facts. Like the reason I can justify Sword Art not being an isekai is I'm like, well, they got out of it, and the rest of the show. I haven't seen Alicization, so I can't speak on that. But like literally, for the longest, the reason I stopped
They
watching.
do get out of Alicization.
The thing is with Sword Art is after a while I'm like, oh, he's just willingly going back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, then what the fuck's the point of the isekai genre? At this point, they're just playing a game where people are actually dying.
Because it's a theme.
I get sure, but like it doesn't feel like an isekai where like Shield Hero or Mashuka Tensei where it's like no, they're fucking stuck there.
There are 3 instances of isekai in Sword Art Online. It's season 1, season 2 only from Asuna's perspective,
Yeah.
and then in
Alicization.
Alicization definitely,
'Cause
and then
because
Yuki, the Yuki arc, she is isekai.
And then
she has
they
to
go
be,
to
basically.
the sequel anime, Gun Game.
Yeah.
Same world, just different game.
I
So we have Gun Game online.
for me, like my hard stance of the isekai is like, are you stuck there? Can you get out? And if the getting out is like by like legitimate like a god has to pull you out type shit, like because that's the thing with some isekais, like oh he got hit by a truck and then a deity goes, come to this world actually.
But
to me that's more isekai than just I fucking went into VR and then I got stuck there and then I got out.
But like it's a plot point, and then that's like this. It's like even if it's the whole rest
By
of the
that
thing is not
definition,
in an isekai
The
world.
beginning of Yu Yu Hakusho is an isekai.
I mean I'll take that because yeah he goes to the demon world and everything else.
I think that it just has to do with starting, like the starting point of an anime. Like if the main themes begin from this thing, even if they go back, it all started from another world.
But then at that point, then like, because like Vinland Saga starts as this like revenge tale and like whatever else, and then it says no, fuck that noise. We're gonna do this story, and then because you can't call Vinland Saga a revenge manga ever, because it's not that. It starts that way, but then very quickly does the character grow up and go past that. And
Yeah, but
longer
like
is about
I'm
that.
talking about like Sword Art, like where the whole premise is the game that they
Yeah,
were in, and then when they get out, it's about the game still that they used to be in.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like when it becomes a theme of it, even when they're outside of it, I'd still consider it isekai because it all revolves around them when they were isekai'd.
I don't know.
That's true. That's where all the conflict comes from.
I've just never vibed with it being an isekai.
I mean, I don't like
to be fair,
don't like isekais.
I guess to be
So-
fair, I hate isekais with the exception of Overlord. I want to say that's the one I enjoy just because the fucking lore is tight. But like isekai is like for me like I guess I think my perception of isekais changed as more have come out, and they've just gotten worse and worse and worse and
well,
worse.
it's because it's become like way too tropey to be interesting anymore.
Yeah, like my thing with an isekai is because my thing with isekais is they always are like so tied with power fantasy as well that it becomes boring. Because like you're like to me, if you're gonna do an overpowered character, you either make it sick as fuck like Solo Leveling, or One Punch Man where it's the bit of it is that, and even then. You can still have characters that can match Saitama, and then it's like, oh, he has to go a little above and have sick ass fights. But like, that's it. I haven't found any other power fantasy like that.
I want to get back to this
that.
the point of this conversation,
Yeah.
but it does feel connected. Where I just learned about a video game where it's a like a not a side scroller, but it's I guess it would be
like a platformer 2.5D, like
just a 2-dimensional game that's pixelated, and the whole thing is you are a boss of a video game where the hero comes to you and you beat him, but then just like a player would, they get more powerful with more armor, and then you fight them again, they start to learn your movesets, and then you get to a point where like they take all your health away, and then you get your second phase where your health bar goes back up again, and you get a second phase. And I was like, that's really creative doing it.
I need to know the name of that game. That sounds so
that sounds
sick.
really fucking cool.
Actually, yeah.
I'm just imagining like Mario comes to the bridge and moves the axe and you die. Next time you don't put the fucking axe there.
Yeah.
Just fight him on the bridge.
So yeah, it just gives you like, yeah. And so then they start to learn your move sets and able to dodge them, and then yeah, they get hot, like more and more health and do more damage because they're getting better weapons and armor. And then yeah, once you like die the first time, then you get your second phase where you get another health bar again. I was like, that's really creative. I don't see like the longevity of that game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you gave it like maybe like a story reason, like I don't know if you ever played ironically Overlord. There is
he's talking about Overlord again.
well, like there's an older like 360 titles. They have 2 games, but you play as the villain with your army of goblins. And
Oh, yeah.
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 And so but then you could, I guess, technically be a good guy because like you can actually pay your goblins fair wages and other shit like that. But like, there's that where it's like, oh, you play as the villain to stop the the good
No,
guy.
it's not slavery. They pay each other.
Yeah. They pay each other in
Well,
community.
that just sounds like slavery with extra steps. That's kind of what Skull the Hero Slayer is, because you're just like a little monster guy, and then you're going through and fighting the kingdom, but the kingdom is like really corrupt, and they've just been like being racist towards monsters as propaganda.
Isn't that kind of what you know? That those like that goblin stealth game, was it Styx?
Yeah,
it's
Styx.
kind of similar. Where it's like, oh, the actual
Yeah, the
humans are
goblins
kind of
are actually just oppressed.
yeah, and Styx. Yeah, I wanted to play those because they look cool.
They go on sale on Steam,
Oh,
super deep, like $2 each.
Not this week, not next week, but the week after that, where Cody's gonna be on the podcast in person.
Really? Wow.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be in town for a week, and I was like, I'll pick you up after work.
Hell yeah.
What just was it? What the 25th or
Yes, I think
Okay.
that's it. Or what's the week after that?
is March 4th?
Then it's the 25th. Yeah,
Okay.
because he leaves on the 2nd, which is like the weekend of right after that
Yeah.
Tuesday.
That weekend, my buddy Luis is gonna be back in town because he moved out. So me, Tanner, a couple others that weekend are gonna go fucking to an arcade
If
and get
you-
drunk as fuck.
Okay, if you want to come with, I'm probably gonna be hanging out with all the guys in person like that weekend.
Yeah,
While
that'd be
Cody's
cool.
in town, and
I don't work weekends, so.
yeah, so we're gonna head up. But yeah, Cody was like, I really wanted to do it. And I
Fuck
was
yeah,
like,
dude. So let's get
all right.
Cody on.
I mean, I
awesome.
guess we're probably gonna do another Warhammer episode, and I was like, I'm chill with that.
It's gonna be just
I mean, to be fair,
me and BJ are just gonna be this whole
I
time.
think what's gonna happen is I'm probably gonna take a half day if I do have to work. Go pick him up, come here. We'll just do like a 3-hour podcast, which I assume we're gonna talk a bunch about Warhammer.
get a shit ton
and
of beers in
then
us.
and then knowing how when he was online and you guys were talking about like
Anything.
and just getting
Literally
into,
anything.
and so I was like, it's probably just gonna be a 3-hour podcast.
It's gonna start into Warhammer, and then either me or BJ is gonna say
Someone
something.
will say something,
and then Cody's
one
gonna
of
go,
us will be
"Ooh."
like, "Oh, that reminds me of
Yeah,
X."
yeah.
And then Cody will
then,
probably be
you
like,
know,
"Oh, that's
Dude,
fucking dope."
we're gonna
I'll
get
then have-
drunk as fuck. By
The
end-
problem is though is I have to drive him back, or
Oh, shit.
or I might just be like, I'll pay for your Uber.
Well, no,
That'll probably
because
end up
I can
what
just
it-
no,
what
because
it'll
it'll be
be.
like the
Yeah.
Warhammer one where we started off like a little buzz, whatever. We kept drinking through
Dude,
it.
I got fucked up on the Warhammer
Yeah.
podcast.
That was the most I've been drunk, I think, on pod.
I mean, it was
since,
fun, though.
Since Godzilla.
It was a good time, dude.
a great
I'm
time.
we're not gonna get it.
It'll be fun.
Saturnine is the best book I've listened to. Everything is like it's.
I do want to point out that you have said that about every subsequent book since the first one.
And this one, but this one's like
No, but for real, guys,
Times-
this time for
when they
real.
finally get to the end, I can't wait to hear about that shit.
nah. There's been a couple times.
No,
where
dude,
I've
the
stopped-
end and the death, volume 3 is the best Warhammer book.
where I've stopped listening because like shit's getting so stressful, and I'm like, someone's gonna die that I like because I know that it's gonna happen. Like I know how this ends,
Yeah.
where so many people die, and I'm like, ugh. So,
It's fucked up that they make you like Sanguinius so much.
Knowing that this motherfucker about to like.
he's perfect.
Do we know what book he dies? Do you know what book he dies in yet or no?
It's called the one where Sanguinius dies.
Yeah, I think it's End in the Death Part 2.
Oh wow! So yeah, at the tail end. Okay.
I mean, essentially what
I
happens.
thought
is,
he was gonna like die immediately.
Yeah, I in my head, like based on the book covers, I thought it was like book 2 he dies, and then like
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so it's like end of the war.
No, because what happens is like they get the Emperor teleports Dorn.
Jagatai.
No, Jagatai is like off doing. Really, Dorn has like Jagatai's like, hey, I'm gonna do these things, and you're not gonna stop me. And Dorn's like, fuck. Okay.
God, he's so cool.
yeah, because Jagatai's like, I'm not just gonna sit around and hold the line. Like,
But I'm sure Dorn is also like, don't worry about it, I got it.
yeah, and so Dorn, Sanguinius, and the Emperor, and I think a couple more people teleport to the capital ship, Horus's ship, and then when they get teleported, they all get like teleported to different parts of the ship, and they're all like, "Fuck, okay," and then Sanguinius finds Horus first. They fight. Horus kills him, and then the Emperor fights him,
Am I the
They
only-
both.
The Emperor fights him.
The Emperor fights Horus.
Holy
Wait,
fuck!
the Emperor.
What the how?
The Emperor of Mankind fights Horus.
How?
How? Is he not on the chair yet?
That's how he gets on the chair.
Oh, I thought he was on the chair at
No.
the start. Oh,
No, that's how he gets there.
Oh,
Oh my
shit.
God.
Okay.
And so they fight, and the problem is that Horus, with his chaos, doesn't kill his body. He like mortally wounds his like
Soul.
Like his being.
yeah, his soul. And then but the Emperor, though, because this is the coolest thing, is Sanguinius chipped his armor, which was like it's a whole thing. It's like, oh, in like The Hobbit and the Desolation of Smaug, where it's like the one chip that you can like land the arrow. Sanguinius was like, he like beat him up physically enough to where the Emperor had the opening, banished his soul completely, destroyed his soul completely. So Horus is fucking actually dead.
But there's the clone still
He's
running
just
around, right?
deleted.
And but the Emperor's fucked up. And
Yeah,
then
little
Dorn
Horus is
comes.
still
Dorn
probably-
comes and finds the body of Sanguinius and the Emperor, and then grabs both of them and like is holding them in his hands, and has to come back to Terra. And it's fucked.
The clone of Horus is still kicking though, right? After all that. Or-
No, so
he dies too.
So
What's his name? It's not
Abaddon.
Yeah, I almost said Asmodeus.
Abaddon. There's a bunch of shit happening with Abaddon, but Abaddon right now got his shit rocked by Nathaniel Guerra, who's the person who starts the Inquisition.
Because he's the one under what the fuck is his name? He's totally a Black Templar guy.
No,
Sigismund?
Sigismund.
No,
Sigismund.
the Inquisition's not.
Matt told me a really dope story about Sigismund on the way home.
It was really good. But Abaddon gets his shit rocked, and later, this is very much later, Abaddon becomes the new War Master, so takes over for Horus, takes over where Chaos, it's called Chaos United, where all the gods give one person power. So that's Horus right now, where Horus has the power of all 5 Chaos Demon gods.
That's Super Saiyan God right there.
Yeah.
And so then Abaddon becomes the new Lord of Chaos United. But right now he's fucked up. He's got his seriously, for Cody said, for the next like 2 books, Abaddon's just like, oh, take me back, and he's like mentally fucked, and he's just useless and doesn't do anything else in the books. Yeah, it's really good. It's so good right now. They're talking about these weapons and like these people that are like Lokar, who has like 2 blades, and one of them is like this little power dagger that just like cleaves through these people. It becomes so gory. It becomes absolutely so gory, where like people, they're talking about like somebody's legs that have been stepped on by a heretic Primarch, and they're like, yeah, his fucking entrails are like being dragged behind him. I'm like, yes.
I can't feel my legs.
I feel my legs.
Yeah, speaking of Warhammer and the presentation and everything, after sitting down to write the script and seeing how fast I could do that, I think I could crank out the Metal Gear in like an evening.
I bet you could too.
That'll be a good one, because I can already tell what it's gonna be. Is you're gonna be presenting Matt's gonna be like, what? And I'll just kind of pitch it with, oh yeah, did you also know this? We're just probably gonna talk about it in a second. And you'd be like, oh, it's like, oh,
Next
glad of you
slide.
to know that. Next slide.
You know what you could do is you could do like a chat GBT where you're like, hey, write me slides on the history of Metal Gear. Go through and change whatever you want, and then just copy and paste those onto slides.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Delta to come out because I want you to play it
I'm gonna play it the day it comes out.
because it's the most Bond inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited
Also,
for it.
after I've seen Ninja Gaiden 2 Black,
But I hear-
their remake not censoring anything to the point where like titties is jiggling, all that stuff. I'm like, I'm ready to see the boss in
Yeah.
full glorious.
I
boss
heard
and
though
Eva.
that in
Bro,
in
we about to get some
Delta,
banger SFA,
which is a
after this.
remake of
3.
3, that 3 has a bunch of like kind of not monotonous, but like some what am I trying to say?
It's slower.
Well, no,
makes
they
you-
have
makes you do shit.
some systems that are like dumb, where it's like, oh, you have like not a smell, but like you have to like
to smear your face
yeah, you have to
with
smear your
shit.
face, and
But
like,
that's just the camouflage.
the
system.
longer you're in something, like the more hungry you get, or like is
Yeah,
there like
it's
weird
it's more it's
systems?
just the stealth system like evolution from
But
that.
they, like,
I
at-
think they should keep the camo system. The hunger system can go. That
But is
doesn't
there a
matter.
hunger system?
There is.
Okay, so that's that
there's
was
also
Like I hear that there's some weird game
That-
systems
that's-
that make it like this thing that's like this doesn't have to be this realistic
Yeah.
game systems that you have to add in.
the the one for me that really fucks it up is there's like a medic system. So like there are some enemies that you fight that have crossbows, and if you get an arrow stuck in you, you have to go into a menu and like remove it and patch it up before your health bar to go back up because you lose actual like
Yeah.
health
points
bar
of health that you
sections
can
go.
actually
Yeah,
have.
that you can't.
So, like, even if
that you
you-
can't get back when you heal. Yeah.
Right. So that I think they can just remove.
I
Just
mean-
use first aid kits or whatever.
I think it depends. Like in certain games do it pretty well. I know like Ninja Gaiden recently it too has that where like the more the battle goes on, you see like just a red hit. It's like, oh yeah, healed. You don't heal that much, so you have to like either go to a save system or actually use medicine to heal yourself to get that to go away instead of the auto heal. Like
I think it would be
regen.
cool if they changed that to be after boss fights specifically. Like while you're doing your cutscene or whatever, you can switch to the because in 3 they have that thing where you can switch to first person for cutscenes like they do in Rising. Just have you go to that and then you can like pull bullets out while you're talking and stuff like that. That would be cool.
3 is still three. I really like 2 because I didn't have the expectation of what who's Raiden? Who the fuck? I want to play a Snake.
Yeah.
So like I fucked with it hard, and then 3 was great. 4 was a great movie to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, or you could do stuff that like I don't know, like you can use like health kits, but like I don't know, they maybe make like noise
Yeah, like there are definitely ways.
That would be cool.
Well,
so
that's
that you have to be like careful about when or where you're.
If they just
like,
focus hard on what makes the stealth better, I think it's going to be a good remake.
I mean,
if the lockpicking in Kingdom Come Deliverance wasn't ass, I think I would like that because if you lockpick and fuck it up, anyone around will hear it and will come to check like what the fuck is that noise, and you're like fuck, and so you're like you either can try again or stop and fucking move. And I like
is
that.
there like a stealth takedown mechanic?
I think I'm pretty sure you have to level it up because in Kingdom Come
You
1,
can't just go up behind somebody and slit their throat.
in Kingdom Come 1, the way it works is you literally are level like 0 in everything. And so you build Henry up depending on what you want. And then Kingdom Come 2 lets you kind of... How did you build your Henry in the last game? Cool, you start with boosts in all of those things. So you can kind of pick up where you left off. And so if you do stealth... Like, I didn't do stealth much because I think the lockpicking minigame is not good. So I just stopped doing it. So I mainly was just like... two-handed broadsword, heavy armor, and then speech. Because I was like, if I can't hit my way out, I'm gonna talk my way out. And I had like the nice armor that's all shiny, so everybody's like, "Ooh, you got the expensive shit." Okay.
So you know how on like Toyotas how they
I love where this is going. After we talk about,
I have no fucking...
yeah.
well okay, I'll tell you that. So I saw in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 that you can find like Luffy's hat
Yeah.
somewhere. So, but I had saw like you
There's
know
also
how like
a King Arthur sword in the stone. Thing
yeah.
too.
So you know how like in Toy Story how the Toyota just says Yoda
Yeah.
on the back, and like other people would just do that. I saw then this is very much an 80s ADHD thing, right? I
Yeah.
was like thinking, oh, they
Yeah,
had
no.
the thing. I saw somebody put on their Toyota 2, and they took out the Y, so it says 2 Oda, and then the whole car was a
One
one
Piece.
piece car, and I was like, wow, I didn't even
there's
realize you could do that.
There's definitely a level of like fan that I don't think I ever have gotten to, where I see stuff like that where I'm
I mean,
like, I don't know,
like, but
I
it
don't know
makes
if I
sense.
could
It makes
ever.
sense, like with how popular
Oh,
One Piece
100%.
is.
But like, I'll see certain things like that where I'm like, I don't know if I'd ever like wrap my fucking car.
No, dude. My buddy Garrett, who you've met,
Yeah.
I used to go to their apartment all the time. You went over there with me a
Yeah,
couple times.
when we watched E-Fucked.
Yes,
When you watch what?
E-Fucked. I put E-Fucked videos
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
TV.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
But there was
It
a
was
person.
so funny.
yeah, that was 2 years ago. I remember.
Yeah,
you
that-
showed me.
There was their apartment building was here, and then there's like the garage space with like a little pull-in, and then there's another building on the other side. On the other side of their building, there was somebody that lived there that had like a Nissan Altima, and it was just wrapped with fucking Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia, like a full like her laying on the side of the car, and then like on the
Yo.
hood. And we like multiple times we would walk around his apartment complex like, who the fuck owns this car?
That
I did see an edit of like people in Japan with like anime wrapped cars.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think I could do like a stylistic thing to my car, but I don't think I'd ever actually put an anime character on my car.
Yeah, like I'm cool with doing references, like especially if I do the black and red, like curse mark has to go on there somewhere.
Like stuff like that, where it's like, oh, it's like a little symbol or a style.
yeah,
like,
I mean, I have Fujiwara Tofu Shop
like
on mine.
that's cool.
And I also have the Blade Runner license plate that.
Yeah, the
like-
But which
that-
is so funny. So when I saw Burger, when I ran into Burger in Brentwood, his wife, who's Japanese and teaches Japanese class, which I've been thinking I want to ask if I can start taking.
Oh,
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. Because she does it like multiple times.
We
during
can
the week.
finally watch anime in its natural inclination.
So, but she was like, she mentioned, she's like, wow, you got a lot of like kanji on your truck. And I was like, yeah, I'm a weeb. And she's like, Fujiwara Tofu Shop, what's that? And I was like, oh my God, she reads it. And then she goes, Los Angeles. And I was like, oh my God, I have to explain both of these to her.
You should have just been like, why is your son named Riku? That would have shut that shit down real quick.
That is, yeah, I should have. That, yeah.
You know.
I did play, so the beta for Monster Hunter was open this weekend. Played a lot
I
of
really
it.
wanted to play it.
It was good. They added 2 new monsters. One of them
Didn't they
is
add an extra day because of the PlayStation outages?
I think they added it for PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was done on Monday for us.
Dude, it was so funny. Like until you texted,
Burger was
I had
online.
no fucking idea because I was playing Kingdom Come. Like this is great, and like
I know
nothing.
Burger's ass was up at 5 a.m. waiting for that shit.
So
yeah,
it
of
was
course
so
he was.
funny. So I got off work a little bit early on Friday, and as I was on my way home, I was like, a lot of time I'll just see who's in Discord early in the morning because I'll like, if some people are on, I'll just jump in the Discord while I'm driving home and just talk to some people. And I saw that Burger was in there by himself at like 10 in the morning, and I was like,
Of course, he's waiting for that fucking monster.
and but we played. They added 2 new monsters. One of them was a callback, I think, to 3, which is like a chicken, like it was a large chicken-looking monster. I don't have any.
The only ones that I know are the ones from Rise, and I don't think a single one of them is in.
Yeah,
I
And then
think
they-
I think like the major ones like was it Rathalos?
But then
and
they
shit like
added-
that.
Well, yeah,
this-
Rathlos is in every game.
Yeah,
but like
but, like-
Mizutune and like
They might have been in
What's his
4,
name?
maybe, but I'm not sure.
well,
I didn't
the
finish
monster
4.
they added though, it totally reminded me of Tokyo Ghoul because it was like almost like a dragon-like thing, but then from under its wings, it had these
like
these,
centipede arms.
these 4. I mean, it,
Like,
like the big
the
Rize
fucking
tentacles.
Yeah.
I mean, they turned red, and I was like, "This is just Tokyo Ghoul. This is just." It was his name's like. I'll pull up a thing, but I had a good time playing it. It took me a minute to remember because that was the whole thing. Was like when I started to play, Burger really wanted me to play, and I was like, "Fine, I'll play." And so I started playing it, and then he was like, "Yeah, you just gotta like have to learn the COD modes." And I'm like, "That's like the hardest thing for me to learn in games. Are these like weird like that's why I've never been good at fighting games." And I won't try because this is just too complicated.
That might be why like you also fuck with Metal Gear Rising and not Devil May Cry, because Devil May Cry is combo heavy. Metal Gear Rising you can kind of get away with just like simple shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
That
so,
makes me think you should play Rise though.
Yeah, Rise is a lot faster and more
well,
streamlined.
I do like it because I
Yeah.
did finally. I watched a video because I was like, I'm not gonna try different things, and I'm just gonna do one thing. And they're like, yeah, Bo like is actually in the last game. Bo was like the heaviest damage person, and there's not too many combos. And I was like, okay, perfect. And they're like, you also don't have to play with controller. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And it honestly, Bo is better with mouse and keyboard. And I learned them, and I was doing really, and I was like, we were doing so good. I was doing so much damage. And then 2 months later, the beta opened again, and I was like, I went back in, and I was like, fuck, I don't remember any of the movesets. Fuck.
Because you're not playing it consistently.
Yeah.
Well, so
but then I got
Burger's
back.
probably watching videos every day about Monster Hunter.
But then I
Wilds.
got back, and
Yeah.
we were doing it, and Burger had been trying for like 2 days to beat this one boss, the newer one they added, and he just couldn't do it because there's a 20-minute time limit to the fight
Oh,
as
nice.
well. And he would like live, he just couldn't get through the time limit. 'cause
couldn't
he was-
actually
he
make
was,
the time.
Was he soloing it?
He was
Yeah,
because he
that'll
wasn't
do
wanting
it.
to play with randos.
Yeah.
And we did
Fair.
it, and we did it, and Burger, like, I think he almost cried. He literally was like,
mean-
yes, Yes, we did.
It's,
Oh,
it's fucking valid though, because you've been stuck at a boss for like more than a day, and you finally beat it, and there's this like literally like you just feel it. You're like, thank God, I can stop. Like,
I can breathe.
yeah, like dude, I don't think I've ever like legit cried, but there was definitely like a euphoric feeling I think to beating the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3, where I finally set the controller down. I'm just sitting there going like, oh, I can stop.
Yeah, that's definitely how German was for me.
I
fucking
didn't
Bloodborne.
play for like 4 days after that. I was like, I need to take a break, dude.
I traditionally usually play. I started with Hunting Horn, but Hunting Horn is not very good when you're playing by yourself in Monster Hunter, and so I did Katana a lot in Rise, which in this game is just longsword.
Yeah.
But they have a Virgil mechanic where the whole thing is, I think they call it like sheath strike or something.
Oh,
where you like
shit.
you strike and then you sheath it and
you,
then
like, hold
you do
it?
you have to hold it
Yeah.
for a set amount of time to increase damage, and then there's like a flash and then. So I got far enough to see that.
I want to, because I think I'm either, now that you said that, Longsword's now in the conversation, but it was either going to be that.
So look, this is the new boss. See how it has like these, right? And I was like, this is just,
Yeah, that's just fucking Rize.
Dude,
yeah,
The Ari engine.
right. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
when it turns red,
Yep.
really hard boss fight.
Dude, the Ari engine is so
Here.
good looking.
And that's Luke.
And it's so versatile.
Yeah.
Now that they know what they're doing with it.
Ooh.
When it turns red, that's what I was like. Oh, okay, this is just reset.
Speaking of RE Engine, people are whispering about a 5 remake now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, a what? Oh, Resident Evil 5.
Isn't that dope though?
Yeah.
Very cool boss
I
fight.
still want them to do Code Veronica first.
Did you see what they apparently are working on? Is either. The leaks have been leaning more towards 1, but a Devil May Cry remake is being in the works, and it's either 1 or 3.
It's got to be 1.
The thing is, I think it's 1 because now that Kamiya and his team are back with Capcom, he would want to do 1 again.
Yeah.
You don't think they would then work like progressively through like 1, 2, and 3 remakes?
Well, they're never touching 2.
He also recently
2 is legitimately a terrible game.
But
all
then
the
they
way
could make
through.
it better with
But
a remake.
Then make 6 at that point. I'll be honest.
But that's
Don't-
where I don't. That's
No,
where I
make
felt like
6.
where like Ari did it right. Where they're like, all right, we're gonna start. We're gonna do a remake of 2. I was like, all right, they're starting. And then what was the next one they
3.
remade?
3.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, this makes sense.
Well, the thing is,
Don't remake 1 because that's a dog shit game.
no, 1's great. I love 1.
1 is good for its the time
time,
that it
yeah.
came out, and the
'Cause-
GameCube remake is the best way to play it.
But nobody wants to play through just being in a house the whole time.
But I mean, that's
But
what 2
that's
is.
what 7 is.
2 is yeah, because you're just at the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go from police station to under the police station, and that's where it ends.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
And then there's
it made
7.
more sense to start with a lower number and then work your way up on remakes.
Well, yeah, no. To be fair,
They still
Instead of remaking what you were saying 6, it's like
well, that's the thing is, it's
6 is
not,
a new game.
6 would be a new game altogether because we have Devil May Cry 1 through 5.
and
And
then
that's what I'm saying.
making 6.
Because the thing is, 2, you've played 2.
what Devil May Cry
Yeah.
2? No, I haven't.
Oh, good. Don't.
I'm not playing that
Never.
shit. I looked up
Don't.
a synopsis. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Don't. It's bad. It's terrible. The only good thing is it gave us Bloody Palace and Dante's coat design is cool. That's it. Everything else in that game is dog shit, awful. I hate playing it. I would much rather them either just remake 1 or 3 and then give us 6. Like, that's it. And
I think best
realistically,
case scenario,
I
they
mean-
remake 1 and then 2 is the DLC.
but make it like 3 missions
Yeah.
instead of fucking a whole campaign.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
That-
Because then it's basically just like Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes.
yeah.
Because Resident Evil 3 you can get through in like an evening.
Yeah. I still want them to remake 3 though because I would love to just see like because I think you could-
They're going to at some point.
because the thing with 3 is the only thing that pulls that game back for me is the shitty backtracking from in the Timothy Grew. Because like other than that game is the fucking S tier. That's why I put fucking 5 as the top over 3 is because like 5 doesn't make you go back and forth back. It's just all right, new mission, new mission, new mission, new mission, and you just keep going.
Speaking of, you mentioned Kamiya came back. Did you see that thing that he said
Oh,
recently?
that they're all in the same universe.
All the same universe.
I think what that means is Devil May Cry 1 is canon to Bayonetta in them because he worked on it. Whereas Devil May Cry 3, because Devil May Cry 3, 4, and 5 contradict Bayonetta hard.
Did you?
I don't know.
Well, part of me thinks it'd be really funny because Virgil Nero's mom is the lady in red, and then there's Jean right there.
Yeah.
Did you
That'd be
play the Monster Hunter Wilds beta on your PlayStation?
No, I didn't. I typically don't play betas usually,
Okay.
just because it's the thing where like I would much rather get in and just play the game as is
Yeah. makes sense.
usually. But Monster
I
Hunter.
mean, to be fair, like the build that I played on the second beta is the same build as the first, which is one of the things with the bow was like if there's this one part of the map where it's just sand dunes, and if the monster is not on the same like level as me, the arrows just shoot straight. Even when I'm like aiming up at
sucks.
it or down, it just goes straight, and I'm like, this is so broken. Like anytime I'm in the dudes, I'm like, I can't do any damage. But the focus mechanic, which is apparently new, where it brings up this like this like circle,
almost
and
like a VATS kind of thing.
where then you can highlight wounds and then
Nice.
do a special attack to the wounds, and bladed weapons open up wounds, and then like other piercing.
We'll go through the wounds.
Will-
do
yeah, and
extra
so-
damage. Nice.
We had Lee, Burger, and Ezra all with bladed weapons doing slashing damage.
And you were over here just picking the
With
wounds.
and we were doing so many wound, and it's the animations. I mean, again, I've only played, I forget which PSP game.
I probably would have been like 3 before it. No, 3 wasn't on PSP. It would have just been Monster Hunter 2, maybe.
Monster Hunter 2, I think.
Yeah, that's the only one I played, and like I just
I'm
wasn't
shocked
too
you didn't.
into
I'm
it.
shocked you didn't jump into World because that one kind of blew up.
I tried,
Oh,
and
you
I
did
was like,
try?
"This
Okay.
is too much."
Yeah.
There's nobody's walking me through this, and Burger,
That was also before they were like, hey, tutorials might be helpful.
yeah.
Well, that was when they had the shitty tutorial system of all right, here's the list, go through it
Yeah,
instead
the
of
Xenoblade
This
do it
one,
as you do.
this
Yeah.
one in the top right,
Fucking no, Final Fantasy X's fucking blitzball tutorials. I'm like,
in
just
the
please
top
teach
right
me.
dog
corner,
shit.
it tells you all the buttons you can press
Yeah.
and what it'll do, and then you press one button or you hold down a button,
And it'll show
and
you
then
the
it'll show
next-
you the next thing you can do.
Any game that has combos, like obviously unless you're doing like competitive, like if you're just playing it through either story or whatever, that should be a list. You should have that. Always.
That's what helped me get into
Yeah.
it. I was like, I know the move that is called the dragon something, and then I kept on fooling around with button, and then it showed up, and I was like, that's how you do it.
I've been doing that with.
It was
with,
really cool.
that's been fun with Ninja.
But the
Gaiden,
anime, like
'cause-
again, like this is I've never been into these type
Yeah.
of games, and it's kind of fun. It is. But the one thing I'm worried about though is in the beta they give you like seriously like 1,500 of every
Potion
Yeah.
and
of
you're
everything.
gonna
consumable.
Monster Hunter. You're gonna have to grind.
And
out,
that's where
yeah.
I'm like, I do not want to do this. I don't want to have to defeat this one monster 5 times just so I can upgrade
No,
my
dude,
bow.
you just wait until you want like a specific armor set and a weapon that you have to fight the same monster 15 goddamn times in a row. That
That's-
shit sucks so goddamn
I-
hard.
Even though I know
I'm-
Burger would be like, yeah, let's do it. I'll be like, I don't want to do it. And he's like, I do.
yeah.
I'm willing because I've been looking at Wilds and I'm like it's pulling me in a little because I've bought every Monster Hunter. I usually get like 10-ish hours into them usually, and I like them enough, but I never finish them. I'm willing to give Wilds a shot if we have like a crew that can do it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like
I will
this
play,
game looks
but I
really good.
never played Worlds because it was by myself. No one was there
Yeah.
to walk me through how anything's done, and they drop you in, and I'm like,
and just kind of expect you to know shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to play
Yeah.
Wilds.
What
for
what is
sure.
it? Is it parties of 4 in Wilds or is it more?
I think it's 4. Yeah,
Okay.
4.
Because I'm willing to play if I have the crew to play it with. Because that's the thing is I want it looks really fun. but
It's
it-
also really pretty.
oh yeah. Well, I expect
It's
that from
stunning.
every Capcom
Joey
game at this point.
goes really fucking hard every time Monster Hunter
he
comes out.
Really?
he fucked with Rise heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's.
I've been
there's a
the thing
fourth.
is I think the only reason that stopped me from doing Rise is because Nintendo shit online.
Well, even with the online, I had a lot of good times playing with him on there, but we were also like right next to each other, so
Yeah.
that might have been part of it.
Because like yeah,
But now Rise is on Steam too.
Rise will be on Steam and it's being crossplay as well. So I'm debating do I want to get it on Xbox or PlayStation at this point.
But
I've been
is
thinking
Wild's
about-
going to be Steam compatible.
Steam Deck compatible?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it worked when I did some tinkering to it, but it looked like that Final Fantasy game,
Stranger Paradise or 16?
Stranger Paradise.
It just looked like shit.
Yeah, like the faces had some weird fucking texture things going on. I had to like change the display so I could see anything at all because it was just black screen.
I mean, if
Well,
it,
like,
if it comes
the
down to it,
only
you could
thing
probably
I
play it in
hate-
here like you do with Rivals.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing I hate about Monster Hunter is the menu system, and what I've come to learn from Ezra and and Burger is it's a very Japanese
Yeah.
menu system.
But it's gotten so much better.
Yeah, dude,
If
to be
you
fair-
play like 3 Ultimate, you're like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
The menu
Even
system is
Generations Ultimate was dog shit.
infuriating.
Generations is
to join
really
a
bad.
party, to join a party, and to get into a hunt. It's like 7 steps where all of a sudden I get
they're
the
learning from the
invite.
Call of
I
Duty
get the
menus.
invite. I get the invite to the party. Then I have to go and check the posting for the hunt. I then have to join the hunt, and then I have to press the menu again to ready up for the hunt.
Is
and
that
I'm like,
Wilds?
no, yes, on Wilds.
That's crazy. Because in Rise,
Yeah, Rise was way easier.
it was just like pause, tab left, invite friend, and then
I mean,
you're in.
Yeah, but
And then,
so,
and then
so
you
this
both
one,
just have
it's-
to. I think
so
Rise
this
was like a Space Marine where you just walk to the place and wait, right?
Pretty
So,
much.
Yeah.
so this one
Rise is
it's
way
like
easier.
so for when Burger
It might be
does the
crossplay
thing,
is
he
fucking
has
him
to.
up. That might be what it
when,
is.
When Burger wants us, when we're playing with Burger has to then invite me to like the lobby.
Yeah.
essentially, which is just a server with other people in it.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the server, join the server. Then what Burger does is he posts the quest. So then I have to then go to the quest like postings, and then I have to go under the tab that says like friends posts, like posts that friends, like hunt quests that friends have posted. I select that.
Oh, you're talking about actually joining a hunt. But
Yeah.
even in Rise, that was super fucking easy because Joey could just go be like, hey, I want to do this one. I'd be like, okay. And then I'd just go up to the matron and be like, yes, I want to do this.
So you have to go up to the matron, and then you have to go down a couple tabs that says join friends quests instead of like join like a server quests.
Yeah.
And then I press that, and then it goes, okay, now you're in. Then you have to press the button to ready up one more time to like, which makes sense. You would need to ready up, but like to me, it's like this is so many steps.
A lot of
I
steps.
think the big differentiator
Instead of
there-
like me getting the code to be like join this quest, boop, and then I'm in.
But it's the fact that they're doing a server system instead of just person-to-person parties. Because in Rise, that's what they did, and it was
Yeah.
so much easier.
Yeah. This is like
It probably doesn't help
there's-
that they're also this. I think the first one that like has legitimate crossplay in it too. So yeah, they have to worry about servers for everybody too.
Yeah, figuring that out.
So they're while
It's just to me.
I mean, to be fair, this is the first. Worlds kind of had it, but this is definitely the first one where it's like we are doing legitimately like multiplayer servers
Yeah.
ostensibly for this. It's one thing I've learned through the 360 era to the PS4 era that like a lot of Japanese devs, even if like the Western companies figure this shit out, they're a lot slower on figuring it out because they always go like, well, no, just here's this real cool way we do it, and it's like, no, just do it the simple way.
Yeah, it's
Like, yeah.
it feels very different, very menu heavy.
I will say BJ is right. The older ones are worse, like in menus in general. Not just with like that, but
Before-
like inventory management.
I believe.
yeah.
I mean,
3DS and
lear-
back,
I've
completely
learned how to
unplayable.
get through it, but to me,
Yeah.
it's like, what it just. I go, this is too much. It doesn't have to be this.
Slight off chance, but the RE engine, it makes me really want a fucking Mega Man game because you saw how Rise looks. That I'm like, they can do the cartoony shit.
So
Dude, they should just make a game like
Based on that
Pac-Man
secret
is
level.
doing. Just secret level.
I need to do before we end a
Yeah.
quick shout out. First to our sponsor Dubby. Use code Take It Sleazy. Also,
Get them solo leveling.
yeah, Take It
games,
Sleazy.
brother.
Also, 93% of you who watch this are not subscribed. It's a little too late for this, but
Hey, if you made it this far,
you made it-
then fucking
If you
subscribe.
made it this far, you need to subscribe.
you have to.
It's an hour and a half.
like
in.
literally at this point, if you haven't subscribed, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. But the big shout out though to Adam, who randomly dropped. He was like, "Hey, like I mentioned Armored Core on the offbeat that I loved Armored Core, and I was like, it's really the only FromSoft game that I played and loved." And he goes, "You know, there's a Nexus mod for co-op," and I went, "What? What?" Because Maul and Adam played co-op Elden Ring so much. Right
I
now,
remember
Maul's
that. They were
doing
streaming it all the time.
Maul's doing a level 1
Oh,
playthrough
wow.
of Elden Ring.
That's a level of dedication I don't think I can ever have for anything.
And I remember, I forget what boss he had to defeat. I'll have to ask Adam. But he was literally like in Discord doing it, and he said, "Shut the fuck up! Everyone, shut the fuck up! Everyone, shut the fuck up!" And we were like, we all just went, and we all like clicked on his stream to watch, and then he did it, and he was like, "Yes, let's fucking go!" And then he was like, "All right, I need a break."
Please, someone make me laugh.
And then logged off, and then we didn't see him the rest of the day.
I'll tell you what, me and you need to run that Armored Core mod.
So Adam and I have been playing it. Well, you can join. It's up to 4 people.
Up to 4. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
It's up to
Is
4
the
people.
mod like does it balance it? So like if the
So
enemy
here's the
takes
coolest-
like
here's the coolest
Yeah.
part is there's a text file that you can edit, and in the text file it has all of
like boss HP.
it has a bunch of settings, so you can just change multipliers and to make it as hard as you want. And it's all it is a text file that you just backspace and delete. With you want to double the health, you just instead of 1, you just do like times 2. You
That's
just add 2
awesome.
instead of 1. So we've been playing that. Balthius was so insanely easy, but also Adams like has these builds that he saved because he's beaten the game twice.
Yeah,
and
he's
so
on
he has
+3 now.
and so he's like, I'm just gonna. So he's using like the super light armor. So he actually has less health than me at like very early game. He only has like 6,000 health, but he's in like the ultra like mobile,
ultra
like,
lightweight.
ultra
like,
lightweight dodging.
dodge.
Yeah. And here's the other cool thing is like we were playing, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the screen it says intruder alert. And so they have invasions like they do in Elden Ring, where some person can just invade another person's like
just fucking mech fights.
yes. And so random person will come to fight us, and the first time we died, both of us died, and we were like, oh, they owned it. The next 3 invasions that we've had, we've shit on them. Absolutely shit on them. So we beat Balthius.
I love that because one of my favorite parts of that game is the arena.
Yeah, so we shit on a bunch of invaders. We beat Balthius, and we beat him again just to get like
Just for fun.
just to get some money because it's
Yeah,
like
get some upgrades.
well, because with how fast we went through it, we're like, this is the best way
Easiest
to
farm, yeah.
the
But the
easiest farm.
suckiest part of Baltius is getting to Baltius. They might count that as a separate mission, though. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Oh, because you have to go through and then you fight the other mech pilot, and then you
right
have
in
to
front of the facility.
yes. So and then finally, I got the layout with the songbirds and the double gatlings, which literally carried us like
It carries you for a long fucking time.
double gatlings and songbirds is so strong.
Yep.
Songbirds are so good. The 2-barrel and goes do do, so good. So we've been
love-
playing that, and I just want to shout out Adam because it's been a good ass time.
That's one thing that I wish, and I hate that the only game that I've seen do that recently has been Veilguard, but in difficulty options, they have like, your easy, medium, hard, whatever. Then they have just custom. Going through that where I'm like, oh, I wanted enemy health to be like low, but their aggression and damage high.
So what
and
Adam
I'm like,
and I have
want,
said-
I want more games to do that, where I can just be like, you know what, fuck it, let me edit the shit. So that
Yeah.
I can have the experience I want out of it, and then I can make it like really, because yeah, that made like the gameplay of Veilguard more fun for me. Where I was like, I'm getting my ass beat because every enemy is like fucking get him, but I can hit him in like 2-3 hits.
So Adam
I'm
and
like,
I,
this is way more
we
fun.
said that we're gonna just go through this level because he was like, "Do you want to up the difficulty?" And I was like, "I really just want to get through the story so that we can unlock New Game Plus because that gives you different missions and the ability to choose different endings for the game because apparently there's 3 endings."
Oh, they
in the
locked
game.
behind New Game Plus.
Yes, and it's all locked behind. And I was like, let's do
didn't know
that.
that.
And then when we do New Game Plus, we can up the difficulty and we can do some fun stuff. Like we could, we'll figure it out. But right now, it's a good ass time.
I love that FromSoft did that because like I think for a while it was definitely like, all right, we're dealing with just dark fantasy, Souls likes, and they were like, fuck it, Armored Core's back, and yeah, it has their Souls DNA in it, but it's still Armored Core at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like it's different enough from the Souls that you're like.
I mean,
gotta-
they changed the formula on Armored Core enough to where that is a second pillar for them in my mind, at least.
yeah.
Well, like here's the other thing: is it's clear that after the mods for Elden Ring to do co-op came out, that's the reason why the new game's coming
That's why
out.
Night Rain. is the thing.
100%.
It's the fact that people are like, I want to be able to go through these hard bosses
I'm
with
very,
my friends.
I'm very interested in how it's going to work because it is a roguelike. So you're going to pick a class, and then that's the class you're going to... Because it's not going to be as much of an RPG as Elden Ring is.
No, and you
So-
have
A smaller arena
it's
that's
called like
yeah.
the fog
Yeah.
that comes in.
Oh, did you see the thing where it was confirmed that Miyazaki said yes, there are poison swamps in Night Rain,
Oh my god.
and I was like, fuck you,
motherfucker.
every game.
I do have to say before
They have
we
a
go,
moonlight blade to an Armored Core.
Moon Knight Blade.
Moonlight.
Would you
Yeah.
text? Onk monkeys.
Onk monkeys. New slur from Moon Knight mains. I just have to say before we go at the end, because I'm a coward and this is a controversial opinion.
Oh.
Final Fantasy VI is a masterpiece on par with Chrono Trigger, and it deserves a remake more than 9.
Dude, wait, did you finish it?
Cody was just
No.
saying. Cody was just saying that 6 is his favorite.
Dude, the Cody.
It might be better than 7. I'm not done with it, but it might be the best one.
And you're playing that on your.
On my Ambernick,
This
my
little
SP.
You're liking that one more than the other Ambernick you have, the black one?
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it has thumbsticks, but my hands feel cramped playing that one.
What version of 6 are you playing? Is it the original?
It's technically
SNES?
Final Fantasy 3.
So not Pixel Master or the Game Boy version.
No, not the Game Boy version. I'm raw dogging this shit.
Okay, because I've been thinking of picking up the Pixel Remaster. Well, I have it, but like actually playing it.
Yeah.
That and 4, I kind of want to go through.
Pixel remasters are really good to get through them fast
Did you see-
because you can multiply your XP gain.
Did you see also Have you gotten to the Opera House scene yet?
No, I'm not very
okay.
far in it at all.
In
But you're liking it?
I'm loving it.
Really?
when you get to the Opera House scene, I would recommend finding the
That's
Pixel Master version on
baffling.
YouTube because it's straight up just they did HD 2D for it.
Oh
So
shit.
that specific scene is, and I watched that. I'm like, why not remake the games all like this?
yeah, just do them all
Yeah.
like that.
No, dude, it's not
That's
like
10 years of content.
honestly. But like you were saying, that's baffling. He's fucking loving it. We grew up on this shit. This is like
I know, but
yeah.
just like
Random battles and grinding and
2D,
shit.
The 2D like
The 2D
pixelated,
the 2D
pixelated,
Final
it's
Fantasy-
just like that to me is just like how could you like because I did, to be fair I started with a GameCube
yeah.
and so I didn't have any order like and then my first portable was a PSP so it's like to
You've
me,
had
it's-
3D gaming forever. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
my first memory was playing Sonic 2 at my grandma's house.
yeah for sure.
And then
I
Game
get,
Boys,
to me though, it's
Pokemon.
baffling, especially with one to me, which would feel so slow and having to read because there's not audio. Like people aren't talking. It's just.
I think what for me and BJ,
And I'm not a good reader. I'm not a strong reader at all.
He obviously started with like the Genesis and all those things. My biggest one was a Game Boy. Like I had it in 64.
That's what
But,
I'm
like,
saying. Pokemon
Game
really
Boy,
indoctrinated me.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I remember playing like I think it
Well,
was,
that's
was
not
it
true.
Golden Sun.
I did
was
have
on
a
Game Boy?
DS. That was my
I
first
had
portable.
I had a Golden Sun game, and so like I've been used to 2D games. When my first Final Fantasy game was Crisis Core, but like my first real Final Fantasy game was 4 on the PSP.
Mine was Dawn of Souls.
That's 1 and 2's
1 and
remake
2.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
My first like mainline title was 4, and I lost myself into that game. And dude, I'm mad that the PSP version isn't the one they remade. That's the best version of 4 to this day. Do you have that as an emulation or no?
I can put it on your thing tonight.
Okay, yeah, I need 4's PSP
I might
version.
need you to redo my Steam Deck so that we can have it so that the files is on the SD card, so I can take the SD card.
You just have to go into. You
can move 'em.
Card.
Okay,
You
I
can just
think
go
I
to-
fucked it up though. I think you have to redo it.
Okay.
'Cause I was gonna say you should be able just to go to like storage and then just hit move files, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's usually that.
And then you just have to change the setting in the emulator for where it
Yeah,
searches
you're gonna have
for.
to redo. I fucked it up.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I definitely want to get 4's PSP.
I'm making butter chicken tonight.
Let's go.
And
We've
as
got
always,
chips.
Take it sleazy.